This is Flash Giggle Speed, standing at 5'6", 190 pounds. This might be the shortest running back ever to touch a football, and I promise you he has that dog in him. And many of the running back in today's world is just fast and like I outrun people, but Flash Giggle Speed, boom, will run right through you and get back up and say, I want some more. Absolutely talking about a player that can do it all. Juke, he would make you miss and make you feel like you shouldn't be playing football, but finally picking up some offers from Kansas State, Washington State, and Colorado State. He just absolutely got tired of being slept on. For 3 years he was slept on, and going into round one playoff, he almost ended his career by almost breaking his neck. And fellas, this right here is what we call undisciplined football. Someone who might not ever touch a football again. He broke his neck, his collarbone, and also broke his leg. But guess what? Flash Giggle Speed got back in recovery and did not give up. He might have almost ended his career, but he was never ever gonna give up. He was gonna keep striving for better days. So going into signing day, he had 4 offers, literally 4 offers. He's the shortest running back to ever do it, but he absolutely will commit to Kansas State, a team that gave him a chance, and he will now be number 2 on the depth chart and has to work his way up. Going into Flash Giggle Speed, first practice as a Wildcat, he had so much on his plate. Everyone was doubting him after all the injuries that he had. Many just didn't think he was gonna do it, and in practice, I'm not gonna lie, Flash Giggle Speed was getting humbled when he first got out there and not having any skill power or anything. I mean, he needed to upgrade his skills. I mean, that's why we're at practice. We're trying to get some XP to upgrade it, but Flash Giggle Speed absolutely fumbled the ball, and that was not a great look to coach. It's like after he took that last hit in his senior game, he hasn't just been the same, and he absolutely was thinking about the hit before he even got the ball, and that's how you get hurt again. But going into the next play in practice, he had a route, and I don't even know why the QB even threw that, but look at this, man. They were just bullying Flash Giggle Speed. They said, get over here, little buddy. You're the smallest thing out. And guess what? When you get back up, I'm going to hit you again for fun. And man, Flash Giggle Speed didn't like that, but coach said, keep working, son. You soon will be able to challenge the next string. On into our first game against FCS Midwest. This is a game on special teams. I show coach that I need to be the number 1 running back, and I absolutely broke a tackle, but got boomed. But absolutely being on the sideline, this was not the best thing to do. So I finally get to touch that field, and I'm over here blocking it on 3rd and 4. I'm just watching us do nothing. But absolutely being a special teams player, I said, let me bounce it outside, and man, I tell you, I saw a crease, and Flash Giggle Speed said he was going to take it all the way, but got stopped at the 1, and you could see the look in his eyes. He said, I'm going to finally get to that end zone, but no, I just got caught short, and man, that hurt right there. After a great punt return and sitting back on the sideline, watching my team go in and score the touchdown that I should have had, it really hurt. So the next one, I said, let me go try to get another one, but no, sir, they wrapped and rolled me. So going back on punt again, man, that's the only time I was touching the field for real. So I hit a spin move, and man, that was nasty right there. But absolutely catching the ball across the middle, I stiff-armed this number 4. I tried to leave my mark out there, but going into the next play on 1st and 10, I came around that corner, laid a block. I'm a good player, man. You're lucky I'm blocking for you because I want your position. But absolutely catching it and almost getting an end zone. I was fired up just to be on the field. But getting back to the sideline, they absolutely didn't score, and I said, coach, that's why you put me in the game. Getting back on special teams where I performed the best. I break a tackle, but the team rallied the ball, and I'm back on kickoff return, and man, I was juking spin move. I about found the crease breaking tackles, but I didn't go anywhere. But on 3rd and goal, finally getting my first touchdown, man, I was hyped up. And on 2nd and 3, if you keep seeing that stutter step, that means I have to upgrade my XP, and that's what I got to do. But juking and weaving, I absolutely got rolled to the ground, and on 2nd and 9, I catch another one. Nope, it didn't go to me. It went to the other receiver. But on 2nd and 4, absolutely making a miss. I'm finally hitting those, look at that, I'm hitting those holes, dodging and weaving and running defenders over. But on 1st and 10, I bounced it outside and got boomed. And man, we going to win our first game, and I end the game off with 13 carries, 65 yards, and 1 rushing TD. Going into our second practice, many don't know, but I'm out here on the hunt for that first string position at running back. I'm coming out here as hard as I can, but we got one of the greatest defenses, so it's just hard to run right past them. I mean, they're just rallying the ball and throwing me to the ground. Man, I'm tired of getting hit. I just want to be free, but absolutely trying to run right around them. I'm still getting hit, and then the quarterback pitching me the ball. It's like he don't want to see me win. Like, what is it with the quarterback and the running back? Their connection is too strong, so I have to break it. But catching a screen pass, I absolutely finally get up the field, but not the end zone. Coach said next week you could challenge the next string. To our second game of the season against Louisiana, Raging Cajuns. I don't even know how to say it, but on kickoff return, man, I hit that outside to start the game off in the rain. I didn't really like the rain, but I came here to play and absolutely laid a big block for this running back. I mean, I got a lot of love for him, so he better be lucky I'm out here blocking because I could be missing blocks. But absolutely laying a boom on first and goal. I come down here, lay another big block, but he gets tackled. He's not good enough, coach. So on special teams, we're up 42-7, and I hit it outside, and man, I said I see that end zone, and I could try to juke. I don't know why, but it was a clipping call. I mean, it's like everybody hating on me. But catching another kickoff return, I'm going to bounce it out left every time. I seen a crease, but I didn't go anywhere. But on 2nd and 4, juke. Oh, man, try to spin move, but I'm going to try to get that first. But on 2nd and 11, absolutely hitting it right up the middle. That was a great run right there. And on 2nd and goal, I'm going to get in that box and say, this is mine. But we're going to win the game. I won the game off of 6 carries, 25 yards, and 1 rushing TD. Going into the position battle against Treshaun Ward, it was absolutely time to take his spot because I've been hating on him the whole time. I just want your spot, buddy. But I've been trying to keep it cool, but absolutely breaking tackles and finally getting through the defense. I said, I'm going to break another one. And I was juking and weaving, trying to stay off that ground as much as I can, but they kept rallying the ball. So I said, I'm going to give it to you every time and try to run through him. And he tried to strip the ball. But absolutely, with 4 more reps left in practice, I have to get to the end zone. And I absolutely didn't. I failed. They said you put in good effort, but I failed. After failing that position battle, man, that kind of hit me hard, man. I was just sad the whole day. And I said, I got to make my mark in this next game. And I finally touched the field again. And I said, you know what? I'm going to take your pass because I want it. And it's going to be mine. And I absolutely scored my first receiving touchdown. And on kickoff, I said, I'm going to give it all I can. And absolutely almost stiff-armed him to get him off of me because he's a little boy. But on 3rd and 6, absolutely catching the ball. I said I was going to try to juke, but I got the first down. That was pretty good. But it being 17-14, I tried to run it straight up the middle. Then I bounced it outside because I seen a crease and hurdled, man. I just want it. This is somebody with passion that just wants it. He wants it all. On 3rd and 4, running the Texas route, I get the first down. And man, I was feeling good out there. Absolutely getting another punt return. I said, I'm going to try to take it to the crib. I bent that edge and no, I won't go. But absolutely had 0 carries on the day, man. I was still sad. I went to the room and cried. But just sitting in my room every night, sitting there looking myself in the mirror, just thinking, Treshaun Ward, how do I take his spot? I finally got my first touchdown in practice. And I said, buddy, I'm already got half of the skill points that coach want, and I'm going to get that spot. So I'm going to take that first string, but absolutely breaking a tackle, juking, getting back outside. I saw coach really needed to see. I just needed one more run in the books. And I said, I'm going to try to take this one to the crib. I didn't, but I already won it, running right up the middle. And this one, I'm just going to run as hard as I can. I finally won the position battle, and man, I've been dreaming about it. After winning that position battle, there was no other good way but upgrading my stats. I said I have to upgrade my stats before this first game. I have to come out here and show coach I have a 91 speed now. I'm an 83 overall, and I'm fired up for the next game. Going into our first game against Texas, this was a Big 12 conference game, and I got to come out here and show coach that I'm going to absolutely dominate. And I didn't even get to the 25 and getting boomed the first play of the game. That wasn't a great look. And on 1st and 10, I got almost a first down, but didn't really do nothing. And that was not impressive. Coach is probably on that sideline right now regretting that he made me the #1 running back, but I have to prove him wrong. We were already down 10-0, and on 2nd and 7, I hit that outside. I had one man to beat. I juke inside and got hit, but apparently I went down and I got hurt. So guess what? Treshaun Ward was back out there to shine, and they went up 14-17, but I came back, juking and weaving, running defenders over and getting my touchdown and said, this is my spot. I will never give it back. And on 1st and 10, I absolutely made a miss and spin move for that first down. But on kickoff, it's 38-21, and I ran it right up the middle to go get it. And I was tired. I ain't gonna lie, I was tired. But on 1st and 10, I said, I'm gonna keep pushing. Let's go ahead and run this clock out. Well, actually, no, we don't need to run the clock out because we need to score. It's 29-45. They are winning. I'm out here getting hit as hard as they can. I get sent right back to the bench as I watch our quarterback throw a dot to the receiver. That was actually a great pass, but they put me back in on the goal line and I get another TD, and somehow, some way, we came back and won that ball game. 25 carries, 124 yards, and 1 rushing TD. But the next week being a bye week, it was time that we go to practice and absolutely dominate this week. I mean, it was no letting back. We have to keep this undefeated record if we want to go win a national championship. So we have to come and work like we are some dogs, and I was just giving it to them every play. I was running it straight down the middle, juking and weaving, and I was just giving them some of my greatest juke moves out there. I mean, I hit this outside and juke. Oh man, I made a miss. Break a tackle, hit that sideline and go in for 6. Absolutely run it outside again, and number 19 caught me with the shoestring. That was kind of bad, but absolutely bouncing it outside with the speed that I have, man, I was just getting faster by the practice. I'm telling you, when I first came here, I was stutter stepping and not going anywhere, but absolutely with 4 reps left in practice, I hit it outside again, and man, I was just giving it to them all practice. I was showing them that we could dominate and not even have a game. You practice how you play. Bam! I tried to run through him, but coach said good job practicing. Going into our next game against Oklahoma State, they were a ranked team, and it was time that we showed them that we need to be ranked. But on 2nd and 12, I absolutely hit it right up the outside and absolutely said I'm gonna go the way for 6, and no one was gonna stop our glory. But on 2nd and 10, I run it right down the middle, juking and weaving. I should have ran through him, so my teammate helped me up, and I said it's time to punch it in that box. And on 2nd and goal, man, they whole team rallied to the ball. So on 3rd and goal, I said let's try that again. We're gonna keep punching and punching and punching. We score again. It's now 24-3. On 3rd and 3, I bounced it outside with the speed that I had, but he will stop me. And man, I could have hit him with an inside juke, but I absolutely tried to run outside and he got me. But on 1st and 10, I run it straight down the gut for another TD. And on 2nd and 12, man, bam, these holes are opening up. But on 3rd and 9, I absolutely ran a route and he didn't even throw it my way. I'm wide open. Throw me the ball. But on 2nd and 6, I get the first down, and on 2nd and 4, I catch a juke. Oh man, I could go get that first down and more. I hurdle up, and man, I bet not hurdle again, because last time I hurdled, it was not good. I didn't come back. On 1st and 10, the quarterback must have heard me because he threw me the ball and I absolutely ran through him. But on 2nd and goal, I tried to punch it in. I almost got back up. But on 3rd and goal, I kept running into this guard. Man, get out my way. So I go in for 6. I get player of the game with 5 total TDs. After having a ball-out game, I'm talking about the best game that I had this season in practice. Man, I was going to come out here and practice how I did last week, but even better. Because if I practice better, then I'm going to play better. So I break a tackle in the backfield, bounce it outside, I juke and he just got blocked up. And I go in for a 6. It's like every time I was touching that ball, man, our offensive line is just getting better, man. Those sleds that they were pushing are paying off, man. The inside run that we were having in practice was absolutely going insane. The defensive coordinator, man, he was on his tippy toes, mad than a dog. Cause boy, we was running all over our defense, man. They look like the bird dogs. So us already winning the day in practice, let's just add some ice into it to make coach even matter. Cause we want to get better, don't we, Juke? Oh man, made 2 of them miss. But yeah, let's get them better. With 10 reps left in practice, they finally get their first play. But the last rep, I said, I'm going to try to take this to the crib. But it was a good run. Going into our next game, man, after having a great practice, going into the Big 12 conference game against Baylor, man, it was time to show these boys why we're at home, why we are the best team on the planet. But Juke, oh man, they absolutely rallied the ball. And on 1st and 10, I still fail to realize why they got me on kickoff if I'm the starting running back. They don't want to see me win. But on 2nd and 13, they were absolutely getting me early, and I was already tired, bro. I couldn't even get back up. But going back on kickoff, I absolutely hit it on that left sideline, man, and I juked back inside, and they were coming. But on 2nd and 3, I absolutely hit a sweep play, and boom, I run right through him for my first touchdown of the game. It was now 7-7, and on 2nd and 7, I had one man to beat to bend that corner, and I will do so. I go all the way for 6 and told them to shh the crowd. But on 2nd and 10, bam, I laid a big block for the QB. No one ever seen that kind of play right there. But we kick 3 and we go up 17-14, but stiff arming him, I get hit in the backfield, and on 3rd and 5, coming out of that backfield, catching the ball. I don't know how he got me, but somehow, some way he made it happen. On 1st and goal, not getting in there on second and go, I punched that ball right in, and man, I was fired up with my teammates. And on 2nd and 5, I had a stretch play, and when I say I bent that corner because that defender got off of that block too late, I took it all the way to the crib and said I'm the man. But on 1st and 10, I absolutely had another sweet play, and then when I say they rallied that ball, they were in that backfield in 1.5 seconds. But on 2nd and 16, I ran it right up the middle and didn't get anywhere, and on 3rd and 4, they started to come alive. It was now 38-31, and I couldn't be stopped back. I said, no. I'm going to score, but apparently, coach took me out of the game, and look, what was he doing? Nothing, coach. And on 1st and 10, I get slugged to the ground. I guess I'm not strong enough. But going into the next play, I hit that corner and said, juke. Oh, man, where are you going? But going into the next play, I juke and absolutely find a way. He will make the block. I could go. Oh, no, I will not go all the way, but hitting it right up the middle. Boom! I wanted to run him over, and I did so, and I break Darren Sproles, my idol's record. Man, I was fired up. But going into the next play, catching it out of the backfield, I get boomed. I get player of the game with 4 total TDs. Going into our next practice, man, it was time to just keep grinding as we always said we would do. And getting that corner, man, I hurdled up, and I don't know why I keep doing it. Coach said, man, you do that again, I'm going to revoke your position, son. You're going to go to defense. You won't even be on this offense anymore. And I said, man, I can't hurdle up anymore. I guess I'm just trying to be an athlete out here. With me coming out here with the high motor, man, I was getting the defense better every play, but they were getting me better as well as I hit the hole, but I got brought down. Going into our next game against West Virginia on 1st and 10, I had a stretch play, and I said, let's start this game off with high intensity. Juke, oh man, I could get up that outside, and I will get brought down. Juke, oh man. But on 2nd and 8, I run it right down the middle, and I could have ran him over if I wanted to, but I ran right past him. But on 1st and 10, boom, right through him, and on 1st and 10, I will absolutely not catch it out of the backfield. But on 2nd and 10, they thought they had me bottled up, but I will find a way, run through him, and get to that goal line, but they will bring me down. It's 4th and goal. Let's find a way to get in there, and I will absolutely dive out of bounds. What was I doing? But on 2nd and 4, I hit it right up the middle, and they will bring me down. And on 1st and 10, man, these holes were opening up like I told you. Bam, he will hit me kind of hard, but I told you the offensive line was just stepping it up, man. This was the greatest O-line that you can ever play behind, but absolutely juking and weaving and trying to find a way. I didn't get anywhere, but on 3rd and 3, I will almost not catch it out of the backfield. I'm wide open. I don't know why he threw me the ball, but I'm still grateful we got it to somebody. But on 1st and goal, I will run all the way outside for 6 and said I'm fired up. It being 27-7, I had a kickoff return, and man, I said I'm gonna bounce it outside because nobody was stopping me this game. I was fearable, whatever that means. But on 1st and 10, I could hit it right up the gut and take it all the way to distance. No, I will get stopped at the 1 just like my first play of college football. Man, that was terrible. But on 1st and 10, I absolutely run it outside juke. Oh man, made a miss, but this man right here tried to humble me by knocking me out of bounds. But absolutely coming with a big block on 1st and 10, I had another sweet play, and I will, oh man, and that's what you call a Tavon Austin move, but stay on your feet. But on 3rd and 12, I will hurdle my way into the end zone, and I was fired up with my teammates. But on 1st and 10, I had another counter play, and I will bounce this one all the way outside and come back inside, and I get that ball to the ref and say, hey man, I want to do it again. But it's 48-38 with 20 seconds, and they are kicking an onside kick. Do you guys know that you're not going to win the game even if you get the ball back? It's not going to happen. But they didn't even get the ball back. We will get it back, kneel the ball, and we will go on. Look at him. He's calling a timeout. I thought the game was over. We going to kneel it again, and I get player of the game with 2 total TDs. They're having so many great games. I had almost 20,000 skill upgrade points, and man, when I tell y'all boys, I'm upgrading everything that I can. I am upgrading everything. As you can see, my overall went up to 85, and man, going into the next practice, I was here to come out intense, and I didn't even start off intense. I got hit behind the line of scrimmage, but absolutely trying to find a way. I'm not gonna lie, the defense is just getting better and better and better and better, but I'm just spinning my way trying to find a way, but I run it right down the middle and juke, and I said, let's get this thing started. And catching a screenplay out of the backfield, I said, I'm gonna go back inside and take this one all the way to the crib. But going into the next play, man, these holes started opening up. Once I said, let's get it started, bam, I wanted to run through him. On into the next play, these inside zones, man, I was reading our center, and he was tearing our nose guard up. I mean, absolutely blocking him up, but I will go on and score one more TD. But having a great practice, going into our next game against Iowa State, we are now ranked number 3, and they are ranked number 12, and it's time to knock them off. But on 2nd and 3, I had a counter play and absolutely bent that corner in the snow. Mind you, I can't even grip the grass how I want to, but I made them cuts as right as I could. But on 1st and 10, look, I did it again, and I almost went inside this time. But on 1st and 10, you got to bob and weave and absolutely spin move to try to get a first down. But on 2nd and 1, getting the first down, going into the next play, absolutely get thrown to the ground. But on 1st and 10, I wasn't giving up. I said, I'm a boom. I tried to run him over, but I just ran right past him somehow, some way. But on 3rd and goal, I did my hurdle up. I'm surprised coach didn't get on me because I scored, but I can't do it again. But going into the next play, we absolutely go down and scored. And that wasn't me that time. That was the wide receiver. So I'm finally getting some help, but I absolutely get boomed in the backfield. And on 2nd and 3, I run a stretch and I got one man to beat. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to lower that shoulder. But absolutely on kickoff, being a special teams player, man, I didn't do anything. They need to take me off of there. It's just making me tired going into the next drive and I get hit like that. But on 3rd and 1, I couldn't get the first down. They will strip the ball out. I fumble it. They recover it. They're now up 38-35. And I said, I'm not going to be stopped. I bounced it out on special teams. Being a special team, special players, what does he say? Hello, brother. But absolutely on kickoff, I said, I'm going to bounce it out again. And man, look at this team. They were rallying the ball, but trying to catch this. Oh man, that bout ended bad. Just look at this. What was Flash Giggle Speed out there doing? Hitting it off of his helmet. I think the snow was just too much of a blizzard for him. But on 2nd and 7, he will absolutely hit it right up the middle, making this defender miss, and he will go all the way for 6, and he was absolutely fired up. But going on kickoff again, it's 52-49, and we somehow, some way got to get in great position so we could go in and score. And I mean, he will go all the way. He will get brought down, and it was a clipping call, and my teammates absolutely didn't care. They didn't care. So we fumbled the ball, and on 3rd and 3, we get it back, and we were going to score, and we win the ball game. I get player of the game with 4 total TDs. What a great game. Almost losing our game-winning streak of being undefeated, going into the next practice. Oh man, Flash Giggle Speed will take it all the way to the crib. But going into the next play, he spin moves, then jukes, then he said he was going to find a way, but he gets brought down, bouncing it outside. I mean, he just loves going outside, and he will almost go for another TD. But going right up the middle, I kind of bounce it out left, and I could, man. Just look at that speed. That's why they call him Flash Giggle Speed. But he absolutely makes his spin moves and spins for no reason. He absolutely could have kept going, but catching the screen pass, he will keep it outside, and he has one man to beat, and he will beat him. But absolutely, with 6 more reps left in practice, I'm going to give it all I got for every rep, so you ain't going to stop me, buddy. But absolutely running it, bam, right through the middle. They didn't even want to hit me, so I'm going to stay on my feet. Into our next game against Texas Tech, it's like every time we play away, it rains, but why would I go inside? I had the whole left side to go all the way to the crib. Why would I go inside, man? That was terrible for me. That was a horrible read, and that's why y'all be up in the comments saying you got no vision. I see what y'all talking about. I don't got no vision. But on 1st and 10, I absolutely had a stretch play, and I will run it right up the gut. Oh man, Flash Giggle Speed breaks loose, and it's not to be stopped or messed with. He is going insane. But on 1st and 10, we're already up 7-0, and I wanted to juke. I should have ran through him instead because it would have got me to that end zone, but I just don't get it with hurdling up till I get hurt again. But I will get the first down and absolutely make another special teams play, bouncing it outside again. I got one man to beat. I could go inside, and they rallied the ball. But on 1st and 10, I hit it back outside again, and I said, I'm going to run through you because you're on your back now. Get up. On 1st and goal, I had an inside zone, and I just didn't make it happen. So on 2nd and goal, we had a read option, and the QB finally gets some glory. But on 1st and 10, juke, I would get the first down. And on 1st and 10, I catch it out of the backfield, and man, I was tired. Coach put me on the bench for some odd reason. And on 1st and goal, they would go down and score. So I get back on kickoff and said, let me make my name known. Flash Giggle Speed breaks loose again, and man, he's a special teams player. I see why they still got me back there. But on 2nd and goal, I did not get in. So on 3rd and goal, I said, I'm going to go get in. Either way, I don't get in the first time. I'm going to get back up on my feet. Look at this. Catch it. Juke. Go get that first down. That is a freak of nature. But on 2nd and 6, oh man, they hit me behind the line of the scrimmage. And on 1st and 10, I will run this inside zone and get the first down. It's time to chew the clock. But on 1st and 10, I run it right up the middle again. Almost broke out. He lucky. I shushed the crowd. We kneeled the ball. I get player of the game with 2 total TDs. On to our next game against TCU. I said y'all look too much like us. On 1st and 10, I hit that thing straight up the middle, and Flash Giggle Speed could go all the way to distance. And man, that boy's a freak of nature. So on kickoff, I said, man, let's go down and do it again. So I hit that hole, and oh man, I will not to be catched, but I step out of bounds. But on 2nd and 7, I hit it right up the middle, breaking tackles, breaking another one, and man, just look at that, son. Get off of me, man. You so boy, you not on my level. But on 1st and 10, I will hit it outside again, and boom, I ran through him. Going into the next play on 2nd and 5, the stretch play is my favorite play because it gives me more speed to get downhill. But on 3rd and 5, I will absolutely not catch it out of the backfield. It's the QB, man. He's pissing me off. He's not throwing great passes, but I fair catch, and just look at that. I'm lucky I got back on him, man, because that was terrible by me. But absolutely juking and weaving, breaking tackles on 2nd and 8. I might be better than Darren Sproles, even though he's my inspiration, but I could and I would go all the way. But on 1st and 10, man, they bottled me up. But on 3rd and 4, I absolutely go for another route, and I'm just sitting there just watching my teammates go, and he will, and he could go 4-6, and we are at this point letting everybody eat. On 2nd and 1, I said I'm not gonna let my foot off that pedal. If we gonna run a score up, then we gonna go out there and put 100 up. Boy, I could go all the way, but I get caught. But on 2nd and inches, I will absolutely say this time I tried, but the next time I'm gonna take it all the way for you all. But on 1st and 10, they got me behind a line of scrimmage, and what did I tell y'all? Once I get a breakaway again, I was gonna take it all the way. But on 3rd and 9, I absolutely catch this ball out of the backfield, and he slowed me down by my face mask. I get player of the game with 3 total TDs. Going into our next game against Oklahoma, they're ranked number 25, and I don't know why, but I get the first down, and on 1st and 10, man, I got scared for a minute, and that's how I get hurt. Every time I run scared, I get hurt, man. But on kickoff, I absolutely said we got to return this. It's 10-0. Let me get the momentum started, and it just didn't happen. Nothing got started. But on 1st and 10, I said at least I could try to go get a first down, but coach took me out, and you know who's getting the glory? Trayshawn. He's getting all the glory. But on 1st and 10, I absolutely bounce it outside again and run through him and absolutely juke. But man, he threw me down like I was a little kid. What do I look like to him? A little boy? I know I'm small, but dang, man, you don't have to bully me out there. But I was getting kind of frustrated because QB always overthrow me when he throw me the ball. But absolutely hitting it up the middle. It's 10-10, and it's time to go score. Going into the next play, I run it straight up the middle, bounce it outside, and get nowhere. But absolutely going into the next play again, I run through him, and I said I'm working my way up to that end zone, and I will get in. But going into the kickoff, I said, man, let's turn the momentum up. Every time we score, they go back and score, and we're always down. So how are we down? So on 1st and 10, I said, let me take this one all the way, and I just couldn't. But you know what? They took me out the game, and the QB just didn't get in. But on 1st and 10, I run it outside again, and man, I get pushed out of bounds. But on 2nd and 1, I could have been that corner, but I get thrown out of bounds again. But going into the next play on 1st and 10, I said, let me give it my all for boom, I get taken out again. But on 1st and 10, I run it straight down. I said, I got to get my payback. He not just going to hit me that hard and I not get my get back. But it's 42-38, and I'm not going to lie. In my head, I'm thinking we going to lose this ball game. Psych, I lied. I got the dog mentality, and I will catch that ball and say, hey, get the ball, ref. I'm finna turn up. So I hit it outside, and I could and I would almost go all the way. But on 1st and goal, I bounce it outside and we'll take it all the way. It's now 52-42, and guess what we're doing? We pounding it and absolutely in the game, get player of the game with 3 total TDs. Thus going against by far the worst team in our conference. They're 1-10 Kansas. It's time to set the bar and show them that if we win this game, then we're gonna win our whole conference. Absolutely. We're already 11-0. We win one more, then we win the conference championship. So this is the game right here to win the conference championship. And on 1st and 10, I absolutely wasn't doing good to start the game off, but I threw that boy off of me. But on 2nd and 6, I was running a wheel route and juke. Oh man, he went flying. That's how you absolutely do a juke move right there. That's beautiful, man. But absolutely on 1st and 10, inside zone, but I made it outside basically. But on 1st and goal, man, they rallied the ball and threw me down and said, you're not getting in. We have nothing to lose. I said, you know what? I got something to lose. And you know what that is? My respect for y'all. But on 1st and 10, I absolutely did a juke move and said, I'm going to get up this field, but he will absolutely halt me. And guess what? It's always a clipping call when something good happens for flash giggle speed. But on 1st and 10, I go in with another TD and I was hyped with my teammates. And on 1st and 10, man, I was trying to get that first down. And on 2nd and 1, I tried to spin move. Oh man, I'm going to break up out of that and flash giggle speed could go all the Boy, that might be the greatest run in history right there. Man, that was crazy. But on 2nd and 11, I could bounce it outside, and I said, what? Stepped out of bounds. But on 1st and 10, I will hit it right up the side again and ran him over. Oh man, he's on his back. Get up. But catching another pass that wasn't even mine, I get player of the game with 4 total TDs, and we will win the Big 12 championship. As a freshman coming in and taking over, we are headed to the college football playoffs against the Florida Gators. But man, what a day to be alive, to be in the college football playoffs and know that we are going all the way off the rip. You know, it's a great feeling. So going against the Florida Gators, it was time to show them who we are. And they already went up 7-0, and I'm not gonna lie, the offense, we couldn't get nothing started. Juke, I made a miss. But I didn't score. Bam! He absolutely cleaned my clock, and that wasn't just a hit, man. I fumbled the ball, and I was absolutely disappointed. I was absolutely pissing the bed, but absolutely making a spin move and hitting it right up the middle. I finally got my day started and said, I'm finna start toting this ball, but absolutely having to block, the QB threw a dagger, and we got down to that goal line, and you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna punch that ball in with a TD. So I bounced it outside, and man, spin move. He made me lose my breath. Dang, that was a crazy spin move. Hey, what do they call it? Tavon Austin there, brother. Hey, brother. But absolutely getting rallied by the ball on 2nd and 5. I will absolutely bounce it outside and said, I'm gonna try to spin move, and maybe I need to stop because it's just starting to not work for me there. But on 1st and 10, running it straight down the gut, they took me out of the game, and you know who's getting all the glory. Trayshawn, there he goes. It's 21-28, and on 1st and 10, man, I'm gonna run that ball as hard as I can. And on 1st and 10, look at that, running defenders over. I about caught my balance. But on 1st and 10, get off of me, boy. I don't care who you are. But on 1st and 10, I run it outside again. Yes, 1st and 10 every time, because you know why? I'm getting a first down. But on 2nd and 10, he threw me to the ground, and I didn't really like that. But on 1st and 10, I bounce it outside again, and we'll get that first down. It's one thing about me, and one thing for sure. I'm going to get the chill. Oh, man, I'm going to get that first down regardless. I got up fired up with my teammates, and on 2nd and 1, I will hurl up 4-6. And on kickoff, I said, it's 34-34. This game is getting intense, and something has to change. And I said, I'm going to break tackles and keep it on that outside. But he brings me down. And on 2nd and goal, I go in with another TD. And man, on 2nd and 3, it's 41-34. It's like they're striking back every time we go score. So I break a tackle, but I get brought down, and we will absolutely kick 3. And guess what? We kneel the ball, and we act like we won the championship. But guess what? I will go on and get player of the game with 3 total TDs, and we will now be advancing to go play Notre Dame in round 2 of the playoffs. Going into our next game of the round 2 of the college football playoffs against Notre Dame. They were ranked number 2, so they were better than us. I didn't even get to the 25. I didn't start off well. But on 1st and 10, I made a spin move and will get up that outside. And I got pushed out, but I got up fired up. But guess what? Coach take me out. Trayshawn gets the glory, and he gets 1 yard. But on 1st and 10, I absolutely had the outside zone, and I said, Coach, I get a first down every time. I don't understand why you take me out. I know my skills aren't as high, and I get tired quick, but Coach, keep me in the game. I'm the one that's going to win us this ball game. So on 2nd and 5, I will bounce it all the way outside, and man, I could have went for 6, but my teammate ran into me. But on 2nd and 8, he bounces me outside. I thank you for the boost. But on 2nd and 2, I absolutely spin move, another boost. They're not wrapping up, Coach. They're not wrapping up. But absolutely, I will bounce it outside again on this kickoff return and didn't get anywhere. But on 1st and 10, Juke, oh man, that was a crazy quick move from flash giggle speed. And on 1st and 10, I will run right through him. On 3rd and inches, getting down to the goal line, I didn't have anyone to block, so the QB tucked the ball and went in for 6. That was a great move by you. About time you did something right. And on 1st and 10, Juke, oh man, catching my balance. I will not get the first down, but almost breaking the tackle in that backfield. Son, get off of me. That was a crazy stiff arm, but he tripped me up. Hey, I give you props to that one. Good shoestring, buddy, because I was about gone. But on 3rd and goal, I will work my way into that end zone. And on 3rd and goal, again, I dropped the pass. Come on. It's 38-35. And on 3rd and 11, I was just pissed. He didn't throw me the ball. I felt I was open. I would have caught the ball, and he just didn't throw it. But on 1st and 10, I got stood up. And on 2nd and 11, man, they were coming alive. And on 2nd and 9, I said, you think y'all gonna stop me? It's 45, and I'm gonna punch the ball. But absolutely, winning the game, I get play of the game with scoring the ball, and this is how you want a QB to look after a game, man. I get player of the game with 1 total TD. That's kind of not normal for me, but we are headed to the college football state championship. To the most important practice ever, the day before the national championship game. Yes, we actually practiced before the game because we practice how we play. It doesn't matter if it's raining. We gonna go out there. We don't care who get hurt. You're just not tough enough. You gotta have tough skin if you want to play football, son. But going into the next play, I absolutely broke a tackle and said, I'm gonna get y'all boys better because this Alabama team we playing, they're not coming to play. But we had 13 more reps in practice, and man, I got thrown to the ground. I'm not gonna lie, he humbled me there, but I humbled this defense as well as I took it all the way for 6. But going into the last play in practice, man, I said we gotta go out here and win this ball game. So I ended it off with something special. The day is finally here. Going into the college football national championship, it's time for Flash Giggle Speed to show Alabama who he is. Going to the next play on 3rd and 2, I absolutely had a stretch play and got thrown to the ground, but on 1st and 10, I'm not gonna lie, man, I was routing them up with a spin move and juke. Oh man, I was pulling things out of my bag that I haven't pulled out all season. But it's 7-0. They go up to score early on, and on kickoff, man, I got hit. It's like I just can't get started. Oh man, it's like I get around that corner and finally get started, a first down, and man, that's all you need to be a great running back, man. Just get a first down every time you touch the ball. But man, I was over here stutter stepping, running right through him, hit that sideline and got pushed out of bounds. But on 1st and 10, I run it straight up the middle, and man, I was almost in the end zone if I would have went left, but I went right. With it being 14-14, it's time for us to turn it up a notch. Getting down to the goal line on 2nd and goal, I will punch this ball in somehow, some way, give all praises to the Most High, cause I am blessed. But absolutely, being 28-21, it's like every time we strike, they strike back. So on kickoff, I said, I'm gonna give y'all something to get the momentum up, and we absolutely got the momentum up right there. And on 2nd and 5, breaking tackles, I get that first down, and man, look at them, both of them miss. That's great ball running. That's what you call it. Great ball running right there, fellas. But getting the first down again on 1st and 10, man, this defense started rallying the ball. It's now 45-28, and we've never been whooped like this in our life. And man, I go up with the hurdle. When I go up like that, yeah, that's how you know the ball game's kind of over with, man. So I finally found the crease and just got thrown to the ground again. Catching another kickoff. It's 35-52 with 44 seconds. I'm kind of just giving up out here. And man, we go on and watch them boys celebrate. We got all this way for them to be champions. But guess what? Flash Giggle Speed is the Heisman. After Flash Giggle Speed had a monster freshman season and it didn't come out how we wanted to of winning that national championship, man, my heart was hurt. And yeah, it's a big thing of winning Heisman, but I won a national championship. So going into his sophomore season, going into the first practice of his sophomore season, it was absolutely time that we come to work as hard as we can to get ready for that first game. And I'm talking about we're coming out here intense every play because this time we cannot get to that last game and lose. We have to go all the way. And as you can see, he absolutely hit it right up the middle, and no man, he takes it for 6 early. And Flash Giggle Speed had a long talk with Coach after that last loss that we took. He said, Coach, if you don't give me more fees, there's a possibility that I transfer after the season because you always get down to the goal line and just put in a power pack. Like, Trayshawn's not that good, bro. So why are you even taking me out? Like, I want all of my glory. I will literally take it all the way down the field just for you to take me out of the game. So, Coach, I'm going to tell you, if you take me out of that game, there's a possibility that I will transfer. But that's besides the point. We have a whole season ahead of us. But Coach said, good job practicing. And I'm like, Coach, I know I had a good practice. Y'all need me, actually. But before our big first game tomorrow, it was time that I upgrade everything with having over 30,000 plus skill points. It was time that I am now a 93 overall. And let's get into this first game. Going into our first game against Tennessee on 1st and 10, man, I had a stretch and hit it right up. Made this 27 miss. And I got him and said, shh, it's time. It's on. I'm going to show y'all boys who I am. But absolutely fumbling the ball, that was just not a great start to the game. And on 3rd and 2, they hit me behind the line of scrimmage. And on 1st and 10, Coach motioned me out. And I don't even know why are you motioning someone out to block in the slot. What am I doing? But absolutely making a block on 1st and 10. I hit it right up the middle with the inside zone, breaking tackles. But I'm not going to lie, Tennessee was coming with it. They already went 7-0. And on 2nd and 7, I said, we have to find a way. So I'm just going to start punching that ball. Boom. Oh man, that is the nastiest. Bam. bam, stiff arm that I ever seen in my life. Bam, they clean my clock as well. But on 2nd and 15, absolutely having a stretch and just not making a weight and fumbling the ball for the second time of the game. Man, this was not a great start after winning Heisman. I mean, all the pressure is also on my back after being a freshman and winning Heisman, but I can't make that an excuse. But on 1st and 10, I got boomed and coach finally put Trayshawn back in the game and he didn't do nothing as well. Actually, he did something, turn the ball over. But on 1st and 10, Tennessee driving it right down our throat on 4th and inches, I absolutely said, no. I'm going to show them who the real running back is. After running through him, it's like every time I get down the field, I get taken out. But absolutely being tired and catching the ball out of the backfield, that was another big game for me. And on 1st and 10, oh man, I'm trying to get that first down. But on 2nd and 3, absolutely hitting it up the middle. And I'm not going to lie, going down and being hurt, that was the perfect moment for Trayshawn to step up because I just didn't have it. I was losing everything. But we absolutely had some good news. He didn't even get in the game. And after hurting my elbow, it was finally that I made my return back to the game. So on 1st and 10, we absolutely had a counter play and I absolutely hit it outside, but I got hit. It's like he tried to take my face mask off on that one, but making a miss of getting the first down and could be more. Oh man, I hit that corner and man, was the crowd fired up. Yes, they was. And on 1st and 10, absolutely having the inside zone, not doing too much with it, but on 2nd and 2, bouncing it outside. The outside is my favorite place to go, but I will not go anywhere with it. But on 1st and 10, man, he had one block and man, I went inside. I should have stayed outside. Come on, baby. But on 2nd and go, I go in with a touchdown and I was absolutely fired up. But on 2nd and 5, I have one-on-one. Bam, man, I got hit. Dang, and that kind of hurt, and I've been getting hit for years. But on 2nd and 7, him almost trying to break my arm, literally slinging me down with his 2 hands by my one arm. Boy, I'm coming for you when I get that ball again. But we absolutely score, and on 1st and 10, I hit it right up that middle, and man, I was toting that ball like I'm a power back coming straight through that middle, and I was fired up. We win our first game, and I ended the game off for 2 total TDs. After the big win last week, next week is a bye week, so going into our next practice, I had an inside zone and hit that ball as hard as I can straight up the middle. But going into the next play, I don't know what it was, but I keep fumbling the ball and I won't be on that field for long. I already get taken out when we get to the goal line. I already don't get as much playing time as I want. So me fumbling the ball is going to have me on that bench real soon. But absolutely running as hard as I can, stiff arming my way out of bounds and trying to get to the end zone. I was running hard until this D lineman slammed me to the ground and hurt my back. I'm going to get you back, buddy. Don't think I forgot about it. But absolutely running as hard as I can and running him over into the end zone. I say, yeah, that was payback, but absolutely running it right up the middle. Our D-line absolutely were pancaked. Oh, man. But with the last rep of practice, I ran as hard as I could. But, bro, having 2 bye weeks back-to-back, that was the trashiest thing ever. I was ready to play a football game. I was tired of going against our defense, and they were trash as could be because I was running it down their throat and absolutely got the hang of the defense. And I was making our defensive coordinator look bad until I got hit like this. Oh, man. But absolutely making that defensive coordinator look bad. Coach said he might just be on terms of getting fired soon. So I'm going to keep going and punching that ball as hard as I can because they have to get better, coach. I mean, it's not my fault you got the greatest running back on your team and they can't take me down. Absolutely juking and weaving and trying to get my way to that end zone. Man, I'm going to get coach fired. But absolutely catching the ball, they finally stepped their game up just a little bit. But absolutely running it back outside. Man, I had one man to beat him, ran through him. Coach said, good job practicing, son. Going into our next game against UTSA on 1st and 10, man, that inside zone, that was absolutely the way to get the first down every time. But on 2nd and 3, I really like to bounce it outside, and I don't know why I just didn't bounce it outside that time, but breaking the tackle and getting slung to the ground, I didn't really like that, and I went right to the bench after coach seen that. He seen I had no strength, and I said, how, coach? I'm the best running back to ever do it. But on 2nd and 3, absolutely getting a first down at Moore, he takes me out the game, and you know who goes in the game. Trayshawn, and he does absolutely nothing. We come away with 3 points, but on 1st and 10, juke, oh man, I got hit straight down. But on 2nd and 5, running that stretch play and bamming him, oh man, that was a great way to get the game started, fellas. And that's how you make contact, and once you get that first contact, you know after that, you're good. Them jitters are out, so I run through him and go in for 6, and on 2nd and 5, I bounce it outside, juke, oh man, going outside, oh, he caught me, yeah, I really didn't understand on that one. How does somebody out juke even catch back up to me? But man, one thing I don't do is not stop until that whistle is blown. I got back up, but on 1st and 10, going outside and booming him and getting up that sideline, man, I'm wanting a touchdown. It's like I'm not breaking. I'm just getting down to that goal line and getting getting took out as always and just getting first down. If I want to run for that championship and Heisman again, I have to do better. So I broke out and said, I'm going to give you better. But on 3rd and goal, absolutely getting to the goal line and blocking, man. Like I said, I don't get the ball. We get down to the goal line. I finally stayed in for the first time and I blocked. But on 2nd and 10, absolutely getting the ball, bouncing it outside. There was a storm to the ball. But on 1st and goal, got down to the goal line. What am I doing? Read option. I'm blocking again. It's like they don't need me anymore on this program. But 1st and goal, absolutely going for 6. And I get player of the game with 2 total TDs. But after having an iffy game, it wasn't too great. So going into the next practice, this is where I had to grind like I was last year. In practice, I was grinding every practice and showing them boys that we are going to get better. And I'm going to show y'all boys that I am him. But what you all fail to realize is me getting a first down every time is still going to have my stats top of the top, because no running back in college is doing that. I'm getting a first down every time I touch the ball. Even though I may not score, but I will run you over and get a first down and muscle up on you, son. But absolutely running that ball as hard as I can. I was just breaking tackles out there, but absolutely had an inside zone, made a miss, juking and weaving and saying, let's get it. But catching that ball, juke, oh man, I said I could do it, catching that ball out of the backfield as well, running defenders over and showing them boys that I may be the shortest, but I could promise you one thing, I'm going to be the hardest thing out there to bring down. But coach said, great job practicing and you're in no danger. Do a great practicing, going to practice intense. This next game is going to be great, because I told y'all you practice how you play and you run people over and just run right through them and show them that they are your sons. But on 1st and 10, he threw me to the ground and I kind of didn't like that. So on 3rd and 1, I hit it back outside, man, got a little first down, and on 1st and 10, man, ran right through him. But on 3rd and 2, ran it right up the middle and said, get off of me. I'm super clean in the rain, buddy. Slippery. You can't catch me. But on 2nd and 15, the QB absolutely get the first down. And on 2nd and 3, man, I'm running it right out of the backfield, breaking tackles and getting first downs all night, all day. I'm not here to play with you all. It's already 14-0. We didn't score, so we kicked 3 to make it 17-0. But catching the ball out of the backfield, I hit that sideline and absolutely got rallied. But on 4th and 1, it's time to go get that first down, and I will do so. But going into the next play on 2nd and 5, catching out of the backfield, Jilko, man, I could hit it outside, and I could, and I would go for a pretty big game, but I gotta go for that end zone next time. But on 3rd and 20, the QB throws a dot for 6. Oh man, that was beautiful. But on 3rd and 10, I said, let me catch one as well. Juke, I got put right down. But on 3rd and inches, I said, let me get in that box, and running into the back of my teammate, I didn't get in. So the next play, I got in. But on 1st and 10, boy, yeah, you heard it in my voice. That hurt. But they absolutely picked the ball off, and they will absolutely kick 3 again. It's now 41-7. We're absolutely whooping them. So it's just time to punch it down their throat and absolutely run the clock out. So I hit it outside, but instead I run him over. No getting down. I want to run straight through you, but hurtling in for another TD. I said there's no chill. I want it all. But now being 48-21, they get a tackle in the backfield, and I don't understand. They just coming back 48-28, and they're absolutely stopping Flash Giggle Speed, and he can't go anywhere. Bam, get down. But guess what? I got hurt. But guess what, buddy? The game was over with. I get player of the game with 4 total TDs. After having a ball out game last week, going into the next practice, I hit it right outside, and man, I was feeling great this week. I had an ice bath, and I was just ready to go play, man. When I say breaking tackles and showing them that they are my sons, I absolutely did that all practice. Bouncing it back outside, reading all of my blocks and saying, I want to run you over. I absolutely went and tried to go run him over because I wanted him. Yeah, I wanted him. Boom, I wanted him too. Ran right through him, but having the inside zone, man, I'm slippery, making a miss, juking and weaving, going all the way outside for 6. Man, I was having a day. Going into the next play, I wasn't really reading my blocks the best, but I was making something out of nothing, absolutely juking and weaving and telling them that you can't catch me, catch up. Going all the way for 6. Coach said, great job practicing. Going into our next game against TCU, man, it's time to knock them off like we do every year. How are y'all even 2-0, man? We're going to give y'all first L, and I'm telling you, it's going to be the worst L that you ever felt before. But running the ball as hard as I can on 2nd and 8, I go outside with it and I get shoestringed. And guess who goes in the game? Trayshawn. On 2nd and 12, I absolutely run as hard as I can, and he absolutely face masked me. I'm just trying to get in the end zone for coach to take me out and put me back on the bench. But on 2nd and goal, I said, I'm going to go and get my touchdown. Coach, you ain't finna take this one from me. So running that ball as hard as I can, I mean, I'm just getting yards every time I touch that rock, hit it outside, and I could, and I would go all the way for 6, and man, I was fired up. But on 1st and 10, I absolutely had an inside zone, hit it outside, run through him and get pushed out of bounds. But on 1st and 10, having the inside zone, that's how you hit that hole in. Man, I was about gone. Man, I should have got gone. But on 2nd and 11, I had a counter play, and bam, there I go. I went straight to the ground. Bam, nah, that's another one. They are hitting hard out there, and I said I can't take it anymore. I gotta run this ball harder. But on 3rd and 5, I absolutely ran around out of the backfield and dove because I said I wanted it all. But on 1st and 10, they threw me to the ground, and I didn't really like that. And on 3rd and 7, I absolutely ran through him, but I just keep getting knocked out of bounds. I'm wide open, but quarterback went another way with it, but we still scored. And on 3rd and inches, they are absolutely rocking my boat out there. I just can't take it. But on 1st and 10, I was out here blocking, didn't block anyone, but the tight end said he could and he would go all the way for 6. I get player of the game. We win the ball game with 2 total TDs. On into week 7, we have a bye week, and I mean, it's like we have a bye week every week. I'm kind of tired of these weeks, but going into practice, we're getting a lot of rest on our bodies, and we just keep getting hit in practice. I'm not gonna lie, I told y'all boys, I get hit every day. That joint's kind of hurting. I mean, dang, cause y'all get some slack. It's like we get all these breaks, but we go to practice full pads every day. Coach said it's not a day that we will be wearing just helmets. We're literally full pads every day, and we are hitting like there is no tomorrow. So my body hurting. I'm telling y'all boys, it hurts, but I bet you it won't stop me from running that ball as hard as I can as I hit it right up the middle, run through him, but I just didn't run through him how I wanted to, but absolutely running into my guard. That's like the 3rd time this season that happened, man. I'm gonna get on him after practice because I'm tired of boom that happened there, but taking it for 6, coach said great job practicing today, kid. On into our 5th game of the season against number 19 seed Baylor. We have to come out here intense and give them their first L, and on 1st and 10, I had an inside zone, but bam, he just absolutely cleaned my clock, and I absolutely didn't like that at all. But on 3rd and 6, I was running as hard as I can, getting close to that end zone, but you know who gets the glory. Trayshawn absolutely gets in the game, and the QB runs it for 6 while I'm on the bench watching. But on 2nd and 1, I absolutely ran as hard as I could, but got pushed out of bounds, and Trayshawn's just getting all the glory again, but he's not getting anywhere. He's not doing any better than me, coach. Why do you keep taking me out? I don't care if it's supposed to be a duo running back. You supposed to be strong together. No, I don't want a duo running back. I want to be myself. As you can see, Trayshawn goes in with the TD, and I don't even think I scored yet, but running him over, getting the first down on 2nd and 10, I will catch it out of the backfield, make them miss and say, I want my own touchdown. Going into the next play on 2nd and 2, I'm trying to make some shake, catching the ball out of the backfield, and on 1st and goal, I'm not blocking anyone, but we go in for 6, and on 3rd and 4, I tried to hit the hole, but bam! I don't know who this number 22 thought he was, but he said he wanted some more, so I said, I'm gonna give it to you. I absolutely said, I tried to run right through him with the stiff arm, but he almost brought my face mask down. I literally tried to grab me by my face mask. I said, you know what? I got something for you. But absolutely running the ball and getting hit in the end zone, that was a safety, and I'm just not looking so good out there. They're throwing me to the ground. They're just throwing me around like I'm a little peewee at football, and that's not the case, man. I'm like that. I won Heisman last year. But going into the next play, having a counter, I said, I'm going to hit it up there outside, and boom! No, I hurdled up, and that number 22 made me fumble. Running through him, I finally got my get back. Oh, with a great day on running that football, I get player of the game with 2 total TDs. On into our next game against Kansas on 1st and 10, I absolutely hit it up that hole as hard as I could and got brought down. But on 3rd and 8, I kind of didn't go nowhere, and they kind of shut me down. And as you can see, we didn't even get 3 out of that. We went all the way back to the goal line, and it was time to work our way back up to the goal line. On 3rd and 4, running around out of the backfield, I tried to do nothing. I didn't even do a juke move or nothing. I just got brought straight to the ground. But on 3rd and 1, absolutely outrunning this defender, man, I tried to go for 6, but on 1st and 10, lowering my head, I'm trying to run through you and put my head in your chest. Ayo. But on 1st and 10, I'm absolutely hitting that outside. He shoestrings me, and on 1st and 10, I love the outside, but I had to bounce it inside and got thrown to the ground. But absolutely on 3rd and 4, I went to the sideline, and I'm watching my teammates go down that field and score. But on 2nd and 8, I absolutely hit it outside again. Yeah, I say absolutely a lot because I'm absolutely doing great things out there. But on 1st and 10, look at the QB on the read option. He will go for 6. It's 14-0. And on 1st and 10, I said I gotta have some glory somewhere in there, running that ball as hard as I can. On 2nd and 6, I could hit that outside, bend the corner, and get brought down. But man, Flash Giggle Speed is a special player, man. Being so short, and being to be behind that line like that without them kind of seeing you, he kind of has an advantage, and that's why he runs the ball as hard as he do, because he's at low center of gravity. Who wants to go down with a low kid and try to absolutely hit him? No one, because you're going to get ran over. But on first and goal, absolutely running it right up the gut. I almost got in, and on second and goal, I'm going to get in regardless. It's going to take me 4 downs. I got 4 downs to play with, so I can run it 4 times and try to get in, and I absolutely get in again. It's But on first and 10, I had a counter, hit it outside, but I got shoestringed. And look at this, coach. He's really game planning. We could just need the ball and end you, coach. But I get player of the game with 3 total TDs. Into our next game against Texas. On first and 10, we had an inside zone and absolutely got the first down. And I said I could go get more, breaking a tackle. The team start rallying the ball. I got a little tired, but I bent that corner and said I was going to go all the way for 6. Y'all thought y'all was going to stop me? No, sir. On 3rd and 1, bam, I ran right through him and said I want it all. But on first and 10, running the ball as hard as I can. I'm getting a first down every time I touch the ball, but absolutely didn't get one that time. I tried to juke and he absolutely got me in the snow, but absolutely getting more than a first down this time. I said I could go. No, I get shoestringed. But getting down to the goal line, I run it outside and absolutely outran the whole team 4-6, and man, I'm fired up early. With it being 21-7, we're going to go ahead and try to run that clock out. So every time I get it, I'm trying to get the first down and pretty much more. I absolutely outrun the whole team again, hit that sideline and die 4-6. Man, I'm fired up, but absolutely hit it outside again. I'm going to stiff arm. Get off of me, son. You're not strong enough. How are you a D lineman and you letting somebody that's 5'9", 160, ain't there, $150 pushing you off of him? That's just disrespectful. But going into the next play, absolutely catch it out of the backfield again and get a first down. I mean, every time you see me, you're going to see me pass that yellow line. Psych. He absolutely boomed me. Going into the next play, on first and 10, I bounced it outside and got that first down again. Catching the ball out of the backfield, I got wrapped and rolled, but on first and goal, defense is so worried about flash giggle speed that we go score again. I get player of the game with 3 total TDs. On to our next game against Texas Tech. On first and 10, man, I was kind of iffy running that ball. I stutter stepped and it kind of slowed me down a step, but I still got that first down. But going into the next play, getting him off of me, they were rallied the ball, so this number 24 hit me behind the line of scrimmage, and on second and 10, I hit that outside, ran right through him and put him on his back. Son, that is not a great place to be. You better get up. Get up. But absolutely going into the next play on 3rd and 6, catching it out of the backfield, I will almost get to that end zone, but I just didn't have enough in me. But on 2nd and 8, I absolutely get brought down, and on 3rd and 3, catching it, no. It didn't even, I was pissed. The ball was way in front of me and about got intercepted. Going into the next play on 1st and 10, I absolutely got a first down, and you know I'm going to get it every time and a little bit more. But on 1st and 10, I hit it outside again, throwing defenders off of me, but they will hit me. It's like I can't get 2 of them off of me because they gonna rally that ball every time. But man, he lucky I stepped out because I was about to be gone. But on 2nd and 7, I hit that hole with the outside zone and get out of my way, number 87. Come on, man. You're messing up my glory. But on 1st and 10, absolutely getting pushed out of bounds again. And it's first down every time. I told y'all boys, I'm gonna run and go get a little bit more. Stiff arming, and he just couldn't get me down. But they had enough. But going into the next play on 2nd and 10, I had a stretch play, reading all of my blocks, but I get shoestring tackle. And on 4th and goal, I went up high because I knew they wasn't going to stop me. But on 1st and 10, it is now 21-7, and it's time to put the icing on the cake. And I didn't get past him, but I absolutely ran through him. That was a great run for me. But on 3rd and 3, juking and weaving, I could, and I would. Oh, man, he stopped me, but I get player of the game with 1 TD. Going into our next game against West Virginia, they're ranked seed number 21, and it's time to shut them down. But on 1st and 20, I absolutely hit it right up the hill. I don't know how we got back to 20, but every time I touch that ball, I'm going to punch it, I'm going to punch it, I'm going to punch it. And on 1st and 10, I'm going to run through him because just how we line up and we going one-on-one like we was back in the day when we get on our backs, I'm going to absolutely run right through you. But on 1st and 10, absolutely on the bench, watching my team drive down the field, and you know who gets the ball. Trayshawn Ward is getting all the glory as I'm on the bench, but guess what? As I'm on that bench, we will go down and score. It's now 7-3, and on 1st and 10, I hit it right up the middle, breaking tackles. But on 2nd and 2, I absolutely hit it outside again, stiff arming, but he will absolutely bring me down. But going into the next play, he had enough. He absolutely hit me as hard as he could, but having an outside zone, I said, you're going to have to come harder and absolutely put me out of the game, because when you got to deal with someone like Flash Giggle Speed, you're going to get ran over every time, just like that, buddy. But going into the next play, I absolutely hit it right up the middle, and I had nowhere nowhere to go. It's now 24-21. They take the lead and they were just throwing me to the ground. On 3rd and 5, I catch it out of the backfield, but that's like the only thing we could get started. Our running game was getting shut down, absolutely throwing me to the ground again. And on 1st and 10, I said, no, I'm not going to take that personally. I'm going to run this ball as hard as I can. I don't care what it takes. If the O-line don't want to block, I'm going to get back up and keep fighting. But on 2nd and 5, I had an inside zone, and man, I get that 1st down, and they will put me right back on the bench, and Trayshawn Ward is getting all the glory. Somehow, some way, he's going to absolutely take my touchdown, and I didn't like that at all. I just can't respect it. But absolutely running routes out of the backfield, I don't get thrown the ball. He throws another interception. I am wide open. Why are you not throwing me the ball? But going into the next play, I am absolutely watching them kneel the ball and them going on and beating us. We go on and take a L. I have 0 rushing TDs due to coach. Going into one of our biggest games of the season, and it's against Oklahoma. And the only reason it's the biggest game is because we lost last week's game. And with them being ranked number 11, it's a big chance that we could lose this game too. So we have to come out intense and make sure that no one is holding us back, nor are we playing down to our competition. So we have to absolutely come out here intense and not play with these boys. So on 1st and 10, I hit that corner and running the ball early. I'm running it really hard, and I'm not going to lie. They are not going to stop me, and I'm not going to keep giving my glory away, but they get a turnover downs, and on 1st and 10, I absolutely bounced it outside and could and would work my way almost up, but guess what? Trayshawn Ward would absolutely take the TD. He took mine. That was mine. Absolutely. I have 2 supposedly. It's supposed to be 3 for real. Getting up fired up with the hard running that I was doing on 1st and 10, I would bounce it outside, and I could and I would hit that corner with the speed that I have, but I get knocked out of bounds. But on 1st and 10, I hit it outside again, and I stiff arm, but I told you every time I stiff arm one of them, they all come. They rally the ball. Flash Giggle Speed getting sent to the bench. We go ahead and score, and it's now 35-21 on 1st and 10. Jilko, man, it's time to go get that 1st down. But on 2nd and 8, they kind of had enough and hit me behind the line of scrimmage, and bam, I got hit so hard that the ball went flying in the air, and they intercepted it. Oh, man. But on 1st and 10, I run in and said, coach gave me another chance to get back on this field, so I cannot prove him wrong again. And I tried to absolutely get outside and got hit pretty hard and got pulled out of the game, and they did a read option to go in and score. So it's now 49-56, and it's in overtime, and we absolutely have to convert. So I get sent back to the bench, and on 3rd and 15, they go ahead and convert, and on 4th and goal, we convert again with me not being in the game. So I'm over here blocking up, and we kick 3, and we will absolutely go win the ball game. I get player of the game, only 1 TD. After a close one right there, going into overtime and us winning that big win, if we would have lost that game, we would have had no shot at the national championship. And coming out to this game and absolutely turning the ball over the first play we get out there, man, come on. How in the world are we struggling with teams that are not on our level, and we absolutely blew them out of the water last year? I'm just not understanding why I don't get the ball thrown to me when I run great routes. I run the ball and the offensive line don't want to block, so I got to make something out of nothing. It's just like everything is going downhill and we're all just falling apart. And I just feel like this program is really not for Flash Giggle Speed no more, if you ask me, but he absolutely hits it outside and gets wrapped and rolling. This team has already came out in 10-7-0, and they are not here to play. Going into the next play on 3rd and 3, I run the ball outside and I'm trying my hardest just to get the 1st down, man. And it shouldn't be like that. It should be easy, but he throws it all the way across his body and somehow, some way makes a completion. We will go ahead and score. So on 4th and 3, I'm converting and barely getting the 1st down, but I got it. But on 3rd and 5, catching the ball in the backfield, juke, I get put right down. But on 4th and 2, trying my hardest to get the 1st down, as I said, we turn the ball over again. It's 28-14, and I finally just making the ball move just a little bit. But on 2nd and 9, tucking my head, I said, I'm going to give it all I got. I don't care what it takes. I'm going to run as hard as I can. Going into the next play on 3rd and 4, boom, when I tell y'all I was so frustrated because they was already stepping over me and talking stuff, I was mad at the QB for setting me up like that. Our connection is done, brother. You just set me up for failure, and you got me hit as hard as I ever been hit in my career. Going into the next play, as he sit in the pocket, he delivers a touchdown. It's 28-28, and it's 2nd and 8. We cannot lose this game. I run him over and step out of bounds, but on 2nd and 7, the biggest thing happened. I fumbled the ball as I did last week, and I was tired. Coach should have took me out, but we going to lose the ball game. But after that game, man, I don't think y'all understand the amount of hate and disrespect I was getting from all of these fans, man. They were absolutely giving it to me after fumbling that ball, which it really wasn't even my fault. Coach should have seen I was tired before he even chose to give me that ball, but like I tell y'all, I get tired of getting taken out, so I understand, because I was blanking on him the other day about taking me out of of the game. I take full accountability, but going into our next game against Iowa State, we weren't just out of it just yet to get to that national championship game, and it was already 10-0, and I'm not gonna lie, it didn't start off well. And on second and goal, I'm trying to get in there, but I just can't get in the box. And on third and goal, I said I'm gonna get in there regardless. I got 4 downs, as I always say, to get in that box, and I'm gonna get in. So on 3rd and inches, I'm running the ball as hard as I can and absolutely get hit behind the line of scrimmage to turn over the ball. And on 4th and 13, I'm blocking up. It's 24-7, and we absolutely completed the pass to get the first down. So on 1st and goal, I'm gonna punch that ball in and say I'm gonna keep trying to get us on track, man. And it's 30-14, and I'm getting hit behind the line of scrimmage. And on 1st and 10, I'm running as hard as I can, stiff arming my way to the first down. And man, the offensive line just not blocking, bro. I'm getting thrown to the ground, and I just can't get nothing started. And we're just getting boomed and absolutely embarrassed out here after absolutely going all the way last year to the national championship and losing that game as well. But at least we would have had great hope of trying to get back there. But man, we were going to lose a devastating loss. With those 3 losses, man, we didn't even win our conference, nor did we make it to the college football playoffs. But we had great news. Flash Gigglespeed, with not even great stats, wins Heisman once again for his sophomore season. But that's the great news. Now it's time for the bad news. Flash Gigglespeed thought that he parted ways with Kansas State, and he is now entering the transfer portal, and I think this is the best decision for him. He kind of fell off, had a horrible season, and he's just not getting along with the teammates. Drop in the comments down below if you think this is going to be the right decision for him, or is he making the worst mistake of his life. With Flash Gigglespeed being the face of Kansas State, it was time that he made a big choice. With that being said, I entered the transfer portal, and I have now committed to the USC Trojans. This was my new home, and I felt like we could actually go win a national championship with them. Not only did I win Heisman 2 years in a row, but I actually have a great QB, a versatile QB at that, Caleb Williams. Coming in, it's like the coaches already knew what it was. I was already promoted to the veteran starter. I was already the #1 running back on the depth chart. I didn't have to work for nothing. And coach already gave me some inside scoop. He said, we recruited you in high school. We just didn't throw you the offer because you didn't meet our height requirement. But I guess I proved them wrong, winning Heisman 2 years in a row. But going into the first practice, bam, oh man, absolutely running him over and showing them my skills. The defense was already fearing me. So I absolutely hit it outside, and man, I was putting my head down because I'm trying to run through something. But catching it out of that backfield and hurdle up, bam, oh man. And when I say disrespected at its finest, they disrespected me. So catching my balance not 1 time, but 2 times and still taking it to the crib, that was impressive. But getting a sweet play, I said, catch up, how about that one? And took it to the crib. Going into the next play, I catch it out of the backfield again, and I'm not going to have a part 2. So this time I run right past him and took it to the crib again. And coach said, great job practicing. You're in no danger of losing that starting position. Into our first game as a Trojan, and we're playing against Hawaii. This is a knockoffs team, so it's time to show my skills and show them why they should have recruited me in the first place. So absolutely getting a first down. I got up and the crowd. On 1st and 10, I had a power, bam, inside zone and ran straight through him. When I say someone needs to get checked out, Juke, oh man, he needs to go get checked out while I take this all the way to the crib. And man, I was fired up. But after taking the lead, going up 7-0 on 2nd and 4, I don't know why it's like we had no crowd out there. I understand y'all probably not coming all the way to Hawaii, but we absolutely took it for first down and got a flag. No flag is going to stop Flash Gigglespeed breaking the tackle and running it straight down the gut, straight down the middle, and man, he has some speed on him. After going up 16-0 on 3rd and 3, you could call this, you could call it what you want it kind of route, because I'm going to get open regardless. But on 1st and goal, I run a Texas route and get in for 6. On 1st and 10, I absolutely try to run outside, and they sealed the edge by sending the fire blitz outside, but I don't care. I'm going to break a tackle and hit it right up the middle and show you all that you can stop us, but that next play, I'm going to take it to the crib regardless. But after being fired up, going into the next play on 1st and 10, y'all might say my reading is trash, but I could tell you something. I'm hitting them holes today. But on 3rd and 4, I absolutely had a read option. Juke, oh man, hit it back outside, and I could, and I would go all the way for 6. And man, I broke Ricky Bell 1976, baby. It's a new year. I broke your record. But I get player of the game with 4 total TDs. After a decent game, to give these Trojan fans just a little taste of what they're going to see this season, I'm ready to go down as one of the shortest and the best running back to ever play for the USC Trojans. And I don't care who played here. And I don't know what it is about Caleb Williams handing me the ball, it's like he does a little spin in it and it makes me activate. I think it's the nail polish on his fingers, but it absolutely turns me up. Catching the screenplay out of the backfield, I had no blockers, but I almost absolutely caught an Antonio Brown fine for kicking him in his head. Boy, I'm telling you, when I went up, I absolutely about just kicked his head and kept running. But sadly, I don't have the funds that he does to pay those fines. But absolutely with another big run, I get an inside zone, and man, they were rallying to the ball. But to end practice off on a good note, I was juking and weaving and trying to find my way to the end zone, but man, I about got loose. Going into our first home game, and we're playing against Washington State, and they're 0-1, and I absolutely feel like every time I play for this team, I have to come out here and show them that I'm hungry every play. Literally breaking the first play of the game, about broke the second time we got the ball back, but I hurled up and had my first fumble of the season. This was not a good look to the fans, nor was it a good look for my Heisman run again. Yeah, I may look crazy breaking down on that field, but I really just don't think y'all know how much pressure I'm under after all these great running backs that came out here. But like I told y'all, I don't care who came here. I'm here. Flash giggle speed. I'm not here to play. But on 1st and 10, I run it outside and I have one man. I made a miss and bam, I try to run through him, and I will. I didn't try, I did. After going up 14-7 on 1st and 10, something I do best is run downhill. I may be a speed runner, but I could absolutely run through you as well and go out there and block for my teammate as we go in with another TD. And yeah, I got to a point in my career where I don't care to share the ball. Yeah, I want all my teammates to win, but on 3rd and 6, we absolutely had an inside zone, but I make it outside zone every time, chill. When I tell y'all boys, I got flashback of high school and almost broke my neck and literally almost lost my life. I fell on my neck again, and bro, that was the worst feeling I ever felt. But getting another big game, I was still kind of hurt, so they took me out and put me on the bench, and on 2nd and 7, I will watch Caleb Williams go get a TD. But excitingly, my day wasn't over just yet. I was going to keep running as hard as I could, and on 3rd and 11, I will catch it out of that backfield, and man, I'm trying to run through something. But it's 45-24. The game's kind of pretty much over. I absolutely ran him over, and they're trying to strip the ball. And buddy, that method's not going to work on Juke Flash Giggle Speed, because I'm not letting that ball go. But we going to win another game. I had 42 carries, 392 yards, and 2 rushing TDs. But going into our next practice was a rainy practice, and I had to get some more confidence back after getting hit so hard in that last game. And I mean, if you know, you know. After a football game, your body is absolutely sore. You just really can't feel anything. And bro, when I tell you we go to practice the next day and have to go full pads, man, when I tell you I about told coach, I'm not coming today, coach, but I have to be a great leader. Because once I start to slack, the whole team's gonna think they could slack. And I didn't come here for that. Even though at Kansas State we went all the way to the national championship and lost, I feel like the USC Trojans, we could go all the way there and bring it back home. But man, coming to practice playing like I'm not sure, I was absolutely here to show these boys that we could get better day by day, absolutely breaking tackles, and man, that was about to be crazy. Not letting my foot off the pedal and getting us better each and every day. I was hitting these holes, running through our defenders and showing them boys that, yeah, I'm coming with it. Our coach said great practice today. Going into our next game against 2-0 Boston College, it was time for me to redeem myself of not fumbling the ball this game, but absolutely running through him, hurdling up, and absolutely having a great run to start the game off. I almost hit him with another Antonio Brown kick. On 1st and 10, having the inside zone, my offensive line, I give all praises to them, man, because they were blocking every single game, but he threw me to the ground. I think I spoke too early about the offensive line because they threw me down, but absolutely kicking 3, we didn't even get 6. Going into the next drive on 2nd and 11, it's now 3-0, and I'm running through defenders. And every time I touch that rock, you're going to see me pass that yellow line because I'm not here to play, and I'm going for more every time. And on 1st and 10, well, not a man of my word. I thought I said I passed that yellow marker every time, so the next way I said, I gotta show y'all boys, and I got up and said, who gonna stop me? And Coach Will, he will send me right to the bench the next way as I watched my team fumble the ball, and we would absolutely kick 3 when we could have put 6 in there. Getting back in on 3rd and 9, my offensive lineman was pancaking this dude on a double team, so I juke made a miss, and oh man, how did he regain and catch me? That was impossible, but he did it. They're starting to act like Kansas State, taking me out and putting somebody else in, but coach put me right back in, and I go in for 6, and I was fired up. But I'm not gonna lie, what a great first quarter. 13-0, I had some great runs, and you know, it wasn't that bad, but I have to step it up if I want to keep this Heisman road up. Also, if we want to keep that road to getting a national championship, we should be blowing Boston College out by 70 right now, if you ask me. But that's besides the point. Let's focus on, bam, getting this win. For some reason, we can't score on them, but we're gonna kick 3 every time. But on 1st and 10, absolutely giving him the nastiest stiff arm. His teammate had to help him out, and he came back and made the tackle on me. When I say sad that a #1 projected quarterback is throwing those type of passes, I was disappointed in him. But on 1st and 10, I kept running as hard as I could and said, man, is the game over yet? But on 3rd and 2, I had a read option and absolutely get that ball, and man, I see nothing but that end zone, and I could and I would go for a 6. When the game started getting a little too close, I ran the text around and said I could do it out of the backfield too, and that's 2 touchdowns back to back for Flash Giggle Speed. But on 1st and 10, we have a read option, and I hurl up, man, because I thought he was finna take ACL MCL out as I take another one in. Man, I was turned out. Going into the next drive on 3rd and 9, I thought he was throwing the ball to me, but he fooled me. He got me on that one. That was a good one there, Caleb. But on 1st and 10, I ran right through him, and man, he felt me. I know his bell is ringing over there. But after kicking 3 last drive, going into the next drive, I get 6 and said, y'all boys cannot stop me. But we're going to win the game, and Flash Giggle Speed ends the game off of 4 total TDs. After taking full control last week and absolutely doing it in front of our crowd, man, it just felt good, and I really started to feel like the man on campus, because I am. Let's get to reality. It's really no running back out here doing what Flash Giggle Speed is doing at the size that he is. He's 5'9", 190 buck. I mean, who is stopping him? No one, and that's the problem. Everyone is so quick to blame sizes. You're not gonna be this, you're too short, you're too this, you're too that. But I'm showing you all that Flash Giggle Speed doesn't care about anything. He will run through you at 190 pounds. Also, will he run past you with the speed that he has? Yeah, I may be no Derrick Henry, but I'm damn near close. I'm the shorter one, because I'm gonna punish you regardless. But absolutely juking and weaving, going to end practice off. I'm gonna keep running this ball as hard as I can, because I told these boys, if y'all want to get better, I'm gonna have to keep y'all better, and that's just because I'm him. Absolutely him. Flash Giggle Speed running through you and not caring. That's what's wrong with the generation today. You have too many friends on that football field. You gotta go out there angry. You can't care. You gotta see nothing but you hit sticking someone every time you go out there. But coach said great job practicing. You're in no danger. On to our next game against Arizona State. I don't know if this conference is just so easy, but I'm just getting first downs like it's nothing. I told y'all boys before, it's not all about scoring. You could get a first down and still win Heisman just off of getting first downs, but absolutely running through them. I'm him. I don't know when I get down to the goal line if I look tired or what, but I just get taken out of the game, and Caleb Williams going to score. On 2nd and 9, it's 7-7, and I'm not gonna lie, Arizona State is starting to come alive. They scored, and they absolutely are rallying the ball, but I get the first down. On 2nd and 6, we have an outside zone, and I will absolutely hit it as quick as I can, break a tackle, and try to get more. This right here is what we call textbook plays, hitting it straight up that middle and going all the way for a 6. Man, I was fired up. On 3rd and 6, I think they done activated me. I hit it outside, and man, oh, major miss. I could, and I would go all the way for 6. But with it being 21-14, 30 seconds going into the halftime, we are trying to go and score. Coach said, man, what can we do to score? I said, coach, put me on the Texas route, and I'm gonna absolutely go convert and absolutely catch that ball, break a tackle. It didn't go as planned, but I hit it right up the middle, hurl up, and oh man, he caught me in his arms and threw me to the ground. We would absolutely take 3, and I just didn't like the feeling of that, man. I got hit, and I'd say the back of my head had a little knot on it, man. That wasn't it. But I was on the sideline watching my teammates go down the field. But on 1st and 10, I get back in that game, get a first down. Should have been more, but on 1st and 10, absolutely hitting it and getting another first down. I was not here to play with you all. But on 2nd and 9, I could break a tackle, but they are rallying the ball. I still get player of the game with 2 total TDs. Finally having a bye week, bro. It was like we was playing games back to back to back. I was starting to get a little tired, and my body was getting wore out. And to make it to that national championship, you gotta have a fresh body. It's something that we dread going to, but it gets us better, man. We had practice on our bye week. I really didn't want to be here, but I mean, it was getting us better, to be honest, if we want to make it to that championship. But breaking tackles and going in for 6, man, I was fired up. Catching the screenplay out of the backfield, I was just faster than all my teammates, man. They just couldn't catch me, so I said, you stay beneath me. Yeah, I definitely may say all the time, Flash Giggle Speed don't want to be at practice, but he here and he does not play once he get locked in that mode. Once he gets locked in and he is at practice, he absolutely just jukes and weaves, runs through defenders, and just gets to the end zone with bad intentions every time. But absolutely running right around him, he could take it all the way. Getting later in practice, I'm still trying to figure out when's the competition gonna kick in, because it's like it's never kicking in. They don't want to come out here and hit me, and the offensive line is blocking this defensive line. I don't think they were here to play. The coach told me, great job practicing, man. On into our next game against Arizona State on 1st and 10, man. They just hitting me. So worried about me every play. Hitting me again. I don't even have the ball. What are you doing, number 48? It's okay, because once I get that ball, I'm coming for you. But absolutely getting the ball and bouncing it outside and getting that first down and a little bit more, I ran through him. Flash Giggle Speed searching for that end zone. He outrun this number 10 and gets up that sideline, and man, he's trying to go for 6. But on this read option, Caleb Williams is so good with faking these defensive ends out, man. I almost went in for 6, but absolutely taking me out and going to the bench. They didn't do anything, so I said I'm gonna bring it back in and try to score for us. But 4th and goal, got got thrown to the ground, they go down and score. But on 2nd and 9, I ran it right up the middle and ran through him, man, breaking tackles. And boy, he got lucky I got shoestring. On 1st and 10, I don't think we ever been down the game, but I spin move, make both of them miss. They look like fools out there. But breaking another tackle, I got the first down, but got sent right to the bench because I was tired and he didn't do anything with it. So on 2nd and 4, I punched it in and was fired up with my teammates. But on 2nd and 8, having a delay inside zone, man, I juked and weaved and could get outside, breaking tackles, and I finally get pushed out of bounds. But man, it gets devastating watching your quarterback get hit like that, not being able to block for him. But we would kick 3, but on 1st and goal the next series, I go in for 6, and man, I said it's about time I got up in that box. But on 1st and 10, juking and weaving, I got the first down. With the good recognition I have, I seen nothing on that right side, bounced it out left, and there was no safeties to be found. I said, man, look at that. It was a great play from Flash Giggle Speed, but on 3rd and 11 with 1 second left to go in the half, man, I could have broke that tackle and scored for us. But coming back out, man, they started to come out intense. It's 21-24. We can't make any mistakes, but I stiff-armed him because he's my son. Giving the ball back to ref and wanting to do it again, I got sent to the bench and we absolutely kicked 3. Apparently, I would have got us a touchdown, coach, but okay. But absolutely with an inside zone, getting the first down, and on 1st and 15, I absolutely make him miss, and I could, and I would go all the way for 6, and I dove in the end zone, breaking my own record with 425 school rushing yards. But on 3rd and 5, man, I'm rushing for another TD. I said, no huddle, get back on that ball. Let's punch this in. And man, they taking too long to snap the ball, but I'm trying to get back in that box, and I said, hold on, no huddle that thing again, because I'm going to get in this box regardless. But I absolutely get in and said, I'm going to eat up like Zeke. I get player of the game with 6 total TDs. On to our next game against Notre Dame. They were ranked number 9, and this was going to be a big game because we can't lose this. On 2nd and 5, having the outside zone early in the game, juking and weaving, man, I took this thing all the way to the crib, and when you see a hole that wide open like that, it's just so beautiful to hit it as hard as you can and go juking and weaving and letting defenders get off of you and going for 6. With the great start to the game, it's already 14-0, and it's time to knock them off, but they started rallying the ball and hitting me to try to wear me down. But I said it's not going to work because my teammate Caleb Williams is a runner too, and it's either me or him. Who you gonna pick? And you didn't pick me, so he will go in for a 6. On 1st and 10, we had a read option and we flipped it back the other way, and I absolutely was just waiting on him to pitch me that ball. Juke, he pitched it and made 3 defender miss, get back up that field, and got a pretty big gain. But on 1st and 10, I had a stretch play, and man, I could see the end zone from here. I have one man to beat him. You know what I'm gonna do? Bam, over him. You got 2 options. You're either the hammer or the nail, and I'm gonna be the hammer nailing you. Hey, yo. Showing them what it was in the first quarter was absolutely amazing. So in the second quarter, we cannot have no drop off. It's already 28-7, and we're gonna keep running this ball as hard as we can. It's just sad to say, some things you can't stop and some things you can, but dang, those hits right there were very personal and they hurt. But we absolutely kicked 3, but on 3rd and 2, bah! It's like they just throwing me to the ground and I can't take it anymore. On 2nd and 6, I'm gonna get that first down, and I'm not gonna lie, I want more. So on 1st and 10, I catch it out of the backfield and go in for 6. With it being 48-21, the game's pretty much already over. Let's just run this clock out. And on 3rd and 7, I catch another pass, but we were going to win the ball game. I ended the game off with 2 total TDs. Going into by far the biggest game of the season against Utah. They're 7-0, we're 6-0. They got more wins than us. Man, we cannot go down. I'm not gonna lie, I think teams are starting to figure out that Flash Giggle Speed and Caleb Williams are a duo on the read option, so they're trying to take cheap shots on me and take me out, but that's not gonna work. So on 2nd and 3, I absolutely got thrown to the ground. I said, no huddle that. I'm gonna show y'all boys who I am, since y'all think y'all gonna come out intense and take my pride away. On 3rd and 4, I got a stretch play, and I said, bam, I'm gonna show you better than I could tell you, even though I might get hit. I know one thing for sure, I got my respect, but I absolutely went down hurt and didn't come back to the second quarter. We were down by 3 points, and it was time that I come back and save us. So on 1st and 10, I had an inside zone, and man, juking and weaving, making the whole team miss. On 1st and 10, I know I missed the hole. The hole was wide open. I bounced it back outside, but I still made something out of nothing. Ran him over. But some odd reason, I thought I was the reason why our momentum was going up. He put me on the sideline, and we're kind of low-key driving, but we only kicked 3. Every time you take me out, coach, we're only getting 3. We need to score. But on 1st and 10, I absolutely got the first down, and on 3rd and 2, running another inside zone, I got another first down. I said, bro, get off of me. Do not take me out of this game. So on 1st and 10, I ran him over and got 6. I told you so, coach. Going into the next play on 4th and 4. Caleb Williams didn't throw the ball my way, so we got to turnover downs. But on 2nd and 10, running him over, breaking another tackle, juving and weaving. I got 6 players coming to me. What is the offensive line doing? And this number 56, if I run into him again, I'm telling you it's going to be a problem. But bro, we're getting whooped 30-17. I'm breaking tackles, still trying to get first downs, but it's still not working. 2nd and inches, I'm getting another first down. 2nd and 4, let's see what I'm going to do. I'm a crazy spin move. Oh man, hit that corner, but I get brought down. I can't be the only one that wants change. Going to our next play on 2nd and 3, the inside zones was working. I was breaking tackles, trying my hardest to get us first downs. I really wanted the end zone, but I'm wide open. Caleb Williams picks to run the ball. I fall on my face and we get taken out and I'm back on the bench. And on 1st and 10, what is he going to do? Stiff arm and get pushed out of bounds. We go on and lose a devastating loss, 40-17. We got absolutely whooped. That big devastating loss, we were still ranked number 7, so it was nothing to cry about. We just come back to this next game and Caleb Williams set the momentum against Oregon State and took this thing all the way to the crib. So I said, if he do it, why can't I do it? And on 2nd and 1, man, juking and weaving, I said, I'ma go all the way. I am not here to play. I'm not losing another game, and I'm coming for my respect, and I break Barry Sanders' record. Man, that was a dream come true. Yeah, I'm sorry to say, this bond that we have is just unbreakable because he's unactivated me, and on 3rd and 3, I absolutely go all the way for 6, and I'm not here to play with anyone. But on 2nd and 1, hitting it right up the middle, man, I break it outside again, and I could, and I would go all the way for 6. Hold on, after losing that game, you thought we were gonna come here to play. On 1st and 10, I break again for the 3rd time of the game for 6, and man, this kid is crazy. But on 1st and 10, Chilk, oh man, spinning, they rallied the ball that time. Mind you, it's only 1st quarter, and it's already 34-14, and I have an outside zone, and man, I keep telling y'all about these players getting in my way, but that was a great 1st quarter. On 1st and goal, running it outside again, he wasn't going for it. He put me down. But on 2nd and goal, running it right up the middle, I said, I'm gonna get in regardless this time because y'all not gonna stop me at all. But on 2nd and 9, man, running that ball straight up the middle, I could strike like a lightning, but I got caught. On 2nd and 3, running another outside zone, I could and I would just make him miss and go all the way for 6 to show these boys that we're not losing any more games. I get player of the game of 515 yards and 6 TDs. Going into our next game against Cal on 1st and 10, man, after that great last game, it was time to have another one, and man, I was just breaking tackles, but I got shoestring. But on 2nd and 8, man, running straight through him, I put my head in his chest. But on 3rd and 1 with another great run, man, I was getting closer and closer to that end zone, and I was gonna get there, but they took me out and put me on the bench, and just look at that, Caleb Williams getting tossed on the ground, and I'm not there to help him out. That was just crazy. Coach, stop taking me out the game, because I'm gonna take it to the crib every time I get back in, so you might just want to, because I come back in for my respect. But on 1st and 10, I run it outside, and man, get off of me, but they rallied the ball. 3rd and 1, reading great blocks, I get another first down plus more. With us already being up 10-0, I'm gonna keep punching that ball down there throwing. They're trying to clothesline me and take cheap shots to get me up out the game, but it's not gonna work, because guess what? I told you it's either me or Caleb Williams as he go all the way for 6. Yeah, I know sometimes it hurts when you just know you're going against a team like the Warriors. Yeah, we're a super team, but who's gonna stop us? No one. I'm sorry, buddy, but I'm out there blocking for my teammate as he goes in for 6, and on 2nd and 1, I have an outside zone. I should have hit that hole, run him over, juke, but I get hit down. But that didn't stop me. Going into the next play, hitting it right up the middle, juking and weaving. Man, I juked just a little too much, but breaking a tackle and going back inside about went for 6. But catching it out of that backfield, I kind of dive in for 6. To go ahead and put the cherry on top of the vanilla milkshake, I will absolutely bounce it outside and go all the way for 6. I was absolutely fired up, but I get player of the game with 347 yards and 3 total TDs. But still, after losing that game, we're going back down to the rankings so we can get back down to that number 1 team. And on 2nd and 7 to start the game off, man, I was running that ball hard, getting down the field early. Just as long as we stay top 8 in the rankings, we will make it to the college football playoffs. But going on 1st and 10, man, I thought I was in that end zone, but they put me on the bench and we go on and score. On 1st and 10, bouncing it outside, breaking one tackle, and the teammate always comes after. You cannot one-on-one tackle me. I'm just sorry. It doesn't work like that. But he one-on-one tackles me. I lied. But on 3rd and 3, getting down to that goal line, man, I'm trying to get in that end zone. I'm lowering my head, and I said, we're going to no huddle until we get into that end zone. So on 1st and goal, man, I was tired, but I'm going to punch my way up in there. I don't care how long it takes. I told you I'm going to no huddle, get on the ball, and let's get up in that box. So on 2nd and goal, I didn't go anywhere. On 3rd and goal, I said, let's no huddle it again. I get hit. On 4th and goal, I said, if I don't get right here, coach, just take me out of the game and just don't ever put me back in. And I surely, but didn't get in that box. I don't think coach listened to me. He put me back in that game, and on 1st and 10, I said, I got you, coach. I'm going to show you right. And on 2nd and 2, bouncing it outside, and man, he's trying to strip that ball. That's just not going to work. Not seeing this player come down as hard as he did, he cleaned my clock. I'm not going to lie. After getting a hit that hard, man, I didn't even want to run the ball no more, y'all boys. I ain't going to lie. That took me out of my game, and he came down hard again, and I said, it's not going to happen. Absolutely. Broke tackles, juke, weave, and got on the bench and watched Caleb Williams go in for a 6, and I said, I got to give me 1 too. Yes, sir. But I'm not going to lie, bro. Every time I run that way, I'm low-key scared he's coming off that edge, because I didn't see him last time, and when you don't see it, that's when it hurt, bro. You going to be hurting later, and I'm not going to lie. I'm going to need an ice bath tomorrow, because that thing stung me. I'm not going to lie. You ever heard of a stinger? Yeah, my arm is ringing. It's on fire, buddy. But absolutely, going on and winning another game. It's 30-13, and I bet you our rankings will go down to that number 1 seed. On to our next game against Colorado. This is exactly how their record looked last year. 3-7. They started off pretty well, won the first 3, and just started losing games. So we're gonna absolutely put a whooping to them. Yeah, Coach Sanders, you're gonna feel this one, buddy. If you ask me, 100% Caleb Williams is better than Shader. I'm telling you, watch. I'm not even gonna get the ball because Caleb Williams is gonna show Shader how to do it. And yep, I'm telling you, watch. Didn't get the ball again. Caleb Williams is gonna take it all the way, almost. Yep, he goes in for 6. Yes, sir. But on 1st and 10, absolutely running straight up the middle, breaking tackles, getting the first down. But yeah, guess what? The left guard was clipping. Come on, you just need to block. That's all you gotta do. But going into the next play on 1st and 10, juke. Oh man, I'm getting the first down and I'm not playing. On 2nd and 5, running it downhill. Boy, I wanted to run him over, but he got lucky. But on 1st and 10, hitting it right up the middle. Ooh, that boy about broke loose, mama. Juking and weaving. Oh man, breaking tackles and going in for another one. He's the truth. One thing for sure, one thing for certain. I'm gonna get that first down regardless. But on 2nd and 8, man, running it to get another first down. And on 1st and 10, they rallied the ball that time. I was just tired. That's all it was. But running it as hard as I can again. I barely got the first, but I will get it this time, man. Juke. Going into the next play on 1st and goal, I run it straight through the hole without any problems and dap my teammate up, man, because I appreciate you blocking, fella. Who let this number 55 in the backfield? I don't know who, but he absolutely stopped me. But I absolutely bounced it outside, and I could, and I would break loose. Well, that's leaving our mark. It's 41-14, and on 1st and 10, I bounced it all the way across the field, and I could, and I would. And man, look at Travis Hunter. Son, you better get yourself on somewhere with that dirty jersey that you got on. You've been through it all against us, so don't even try. But absolutely get player of the game with 5 total TDs. Going into our next game is another big game, which every game is a big game, but going against number 14 seed UCLA, they are trying to give us a loss because they are in our conference and they absolutely want the ranking that we have, and it's just not gonna happen, buddy. I'm sorry, it doesn't work like that. I'm gonna play my heart out and I'm not gonna leave any regrets in this game. So on 1st and 10, I run it straight down the gut to get the first down, and on 1st and goal, I could and I would get in that box. No, I will not, but I will go down with the injury. Come back in the 2nd quarter. Man, we done went up 24-7 on these boys. And it's kind of looking like they don't need me, but on 1st and 10, I'm gonna run as hard as I can to get that first down and just a little bit more. But on 2nd and 10, running it up the middle again, man, I'm just toting that rock. I'm going into the next play on 1st and 10. I have a stretch play right. Bam! Oh man, bam! That way I just ran both of them over. I can't even talk straight. But on 1st and goal, they hit me behind the line of scrimmage, and on 1st and goal, I'm blocking up, and we going with another TD. And on 2nd and inches, oh man, juking and weaving, catch my balance, break a tackle, spin move, then I got hit. But on 2nd and 10, I hit it right up the middle. 1-on-1, bam! You know I'm gonna win that every time. I mean, I just wasn't playing. On that 2nd boom, I even broke my mic. But absolutely getting another first down. I'm not here to play. And on 2nd and 9, I could and I would go all the way for 6. And man, we were absolutely fired up. But with this being the play of the game, absolutely booming right over him and running straight through him, I get player of the game with 2 total TDs on the game. And guess what? We are now in the college football playoffs. We're going into our first college football playoff game against number 2 seed Oklahoma. It was time to end them and show them that they are not even a part to be playing against us, man. Y'all are not even on the same level as us. So juking and weaving, breaking tackles, and getting first downs, man, I'm going to show y'all boys that y'all shouldn't even never signed up to even play football. Me getting taken out of the game, we absolutely scored 7, and, you know, they didn't score at all. But on 1st and 10, I bounced it outside, and man, I could, and I would go all the way for 6. And man, I was like a lightning bolt out there. I was not here to play, but juke, bam. Oh man, that was a big hit from him. But on 2nd and 2, running it straight up the middle. I'm looking for anyone. I'm just headhunting out there trying to run you over. There was one man to beat, and I made him dive, and I could, and I would go all the way for 6. And man, that was a heck of a run right there, breaking Barry Sanders' rushing TD record. I already broke his rushing yards, and I just broke his TD record. Man, that was amazing. Going in with another TD, man, I was absolutely fired up. On 1st and 10, man, he brought me down behind the line of the scrimmage, but it's 21-35, and I'm just going to punch that ball to run this clock down. There's 4 minutes left in this college football playoff game, and I'm going to put the icing on the cake. We will go ahead and kneel the ball and go on and win our first playoff game. But just the day before the second college football playoff game, Flash Gigglespeed and his teammates were arrested in a shocking incident. They were involved in a late-night altercation at a local club, which then escalated into a huge brawl. The fallout was immediate and severe. Charges of assault and vandalism, which means Flash Gigglespeed and Caleb Williams and 2 other players were taken into custody. But when I say it went viral and everywhere, the surveillance camera showed that we act in self-defense though, so we all been released. But we're all teammates, we're all players, and USC Trojans has been eliminated from the college football playoff, which will give Georgia the free advance to the national championship. Flash Gigglespeed found himself at a crossroad. With his college football career seemingly over, he had to make a difficult decision. But the future of Flash Gigglespeed remains uncertain. Will he find redemption and return to the gridiron, or will he carve out a new path for himself? Being dismissed from the USC Trojans, the next chapter in his story is bound to be full of surprises, and we can't wait to see what happens for Flash Gigglespeed next. But after the tragic news that we got last season, let's just reflect on a whole journey that Flash Gigglespeed has had. But as we remember, him getting hurt in his senior year, he only had 4 offers, committed to Kansas State, absolutely freshman season, took over and won Heisman. And I mean, putting up numbers that the shortest running back ever would have never put up. He was going insane. Absolutely, sophomore season, won Heisman again. But sadly, we fell short of that conference championship and didn't even make it to the playoffs that year. So it was big news, and we needed change with him committing to the USC Trojans, where this might have been the worst pick that he's ever done because it came with real problems. Absolutely being locked up, released from the team. He didn't know what was next for him. But out of all of these great schools, none of these schools gave Flash Gigglespeed a chance until one of the worst and trashiest team that I ever thought about, FAU, has gave him a chance. But this chance came with a lot of problems. He would never ever get to run that ball ever again, and absolutely winning Heisman 3 years in a row wasn't enough. Coach said, yeah, buddy, you're going to cornerback. That is the only chance I'm going to give you, and you're going to be number 5, and you're going to work your way all the way back up that depth chart. But absolutely being dug all the way in the dirt and having to work his way back up, him not working out after he went to jail, he dropped to 73 overall, so he has a lot of work to do. But going into the first practice, he got to see the field, and bam, he cleaned his clock and said, Coach, I might have been gone, but I ain't been gone long enough. But almost coming away with his first interception. His teammate will intercept the ball, and man, I tried to lay some blocks out there. But going into the next play, I don't know if this tight end has super strength, but that boy was strong. But out of all of these things, let's talk about the number 35. Who wears the number 35? I guess Flash Gigglespeed is, but it's kind of trash if you ask me. But going into the next play, having a hard flat, and boy, I'm telling you, if you would have threw that ball my way, it was going to the crib. And I don't know what the offensive coordinator was thinking about running the same play twice, and I said, knock that ball out of there. You ain't gonna try me. Look how I get that hand in there, knock that ball out. That's great technique. And for somebody that has never played cornerback, is doing great out there, but getting burnt the next play, that wasn't great at all. But coming down and bamming him and showing him that I would flatten his chest out, man, I about came away with my first interception. But to end practice off on a good note, I came down on this hard flat and made a pretty big hit again, and coach said keep working and soon you'll be able to challenge that next string. On into our first game against the University of Miami. After having such a bright future and not being able to touch that field early, I'm not gonna lie, this really sucks. And this right here is the exact example of somebody being a 5-star recruit coming out of high school and think they're gonna go to college and play. No sir, you're gonna sit on that bench and learn and work your way up, and if you get in trouble like I did, you're gonna sit on that bench again and work your way back up. But with Flash Gigglespeed, being able to see another football field was amazing, man, because he was on verge to never see a football a day in his life, or college football at that. But being a great teammate and ruining my teammates on, man, they were going down to score, and I'm just sitting there like, man, I'm ready for my chance. And no offense, but with the programs that I was play and I go to practice and see this defense, man, we are terrible. But if you were to ask me if we had a chance at that national championship this year, I would tell you we have absolutely no shot. We are terrible, but we absolutely are getting blown out right now. 49-28. We lose our first game and I had zero stats at all. You didn't see me touch the field. Not seeing that field at all. Practice is where I get my film, and I'm telling you, I'm coming out intense every play. Yeah, sad to say, I don't have any friends at FAU, but I promise you one thing, I'm gonna treat them like my enemy. And be honest, a 5'9", 190, would you be scared of me, bro? You might say no, but I'm telling you one thing, I'm gonna come down that corner and I'm telling you, I'm gonna boom you like I just cleaned this clock. Yeah, you might call me a little different, but boom, I'm gonna get up and stare you in your eyes right after, because I don't care. But absolutely coming down with another big hit. Coach said next week you can challenge that next string, son. But man, I can tell you one thing, I've never been that kid that always sits on the bench and just watch my teammates play, but man, I'm starting to figure out why they used to always crack jokes, and you know, it really hurt inside, man. It makes you just you're angry. Flash Giggle Speed has always been a strong-minded kid and never really gave up, but this right here might be the hardest thing that he's ever been through. Fighting to get his spot back is something that he's never did. He's always been so good that, you know, the coaches just really kind of gave it to him, but it's kind of been in his head, but he's just gonna keep riding the bench until his chance is called. I mean, going to practice every day and giving it all you got. I mean, at some point they're gonna give me a chance after we keep taking all of these loses. Oops, I meant losses. But I absolutely end the game off with 0 everything again. Being 5th on the depth chart is kind of embarrassing. So going against Jay McKithen on the first play of practice, man, I intercepted that ball with one hand and said, I'm gonna take your spot. I don't care. I'm not gonna be that kid not getting any girls at the parties because I'm 5th string. Man, catching that ball with one hand and doing unordinary things like Duke be doing. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all boys. I'm glazing. I'm sorry. But going into the next play, I absolutely came and put my head in his chest. Oh, man. But getting later in practice, I wasn't even in my zone, but I said I was going to ball hawk that ball to show coach I'm doing anything to try to get on that field. With winning the position battle, I'm now number 4 on the depth chart, and hopefully I go to the parties and all the girls are on me. But with not having the right mindset and trying to pull girls, that's not the mindset to have if you're trying to get on that field. But going into our next game, after winning that position battle, I would have thought I was going to be on that field, but I'm watching the kickoff return, and man, they about took it back. But y'all cannot believe who our special teams coordinator was. Jet Baduki was our special teams coordinator. So talking to him, I finally got back on the field just a little bit, and finally touching the field the first time, man, I came down and was just trying to be contact to the play. With my playing time starting to pick up, I was just trying to get a part of the play every time, and on 3rd and 6, hitting the QB, man, I forced the incompletion. I was just happy to be out there. But holding South Florida to 3, man, that was a great start from us, but getting on kickoff, man, I was fired up just to go down there, so I was headhunting. I said, bam, I absolutely laid a big hit on him. Being an eye in the sky and dropping back to safety, I had a middle read zone, and on 2nd and 4, he caught that ball, and boy, I laid a big hit on him. Well, coach taking me out of the game, they absolutely go down and score, and man, why would you take me out of the game? We were absolutely doing good, but on punt return, going down there, boy, you better fair catch, because next time I'm gonna take your head off. Not literally, but physically, but making my first fumble with a big hit, man, I laid that dude out, and on 1st and 10, I almost had a sack, but he absolutely gets the ball off, and man, he was gone. I gave up on the play, and I stopped, man. Coach is gonna cuss me out for that one, but he didn't even cuss me out. He just told me respectfully, you make another mistake, you're gonna be demoted back to the 5th string cornerback, and I said, that's not gonna happen. Bam! Oh, man. Hitting like that is gonna get your name known, but missing the sack with the quarterback tugging that ball down and going to get the first down, man, I was disappointed. With us being down 27-14, I did the most selfish thing that I could ever do. Took the punt return from my teammate and said, I want to go back to my running back days, and started getting nowhere. But on 1st and 10, I absolutely made another big play, and on 3rd and 9, man, I was getting blocked up by this old lineman, but that didn't stop me from making a tackle. Going into the next play on 2nd inches, man, I'm a $150, and coming down in that hole and seeing that running back is about 250, boy, I got kind of scared. And I don't know about you, but Flash Giggle Speed retired his decision of coming back to even play football, but we go on to lose our 3rd game in a row, but I ended the game off 11 total tackles and 1 forced fumble. Not bad. Being 4th on the depth chart and having a decent game last game with 11 total tackles, coach gave me, bam, the chance to go up the depth chart. When I tell y'all boys, I will wake up every day ready to go to practice because I know I was going to get better and know I was going to take somebody, bam, spot every day. I'm not here to play with you all. So going into the next play, having a hard flat, I came down and laid a big hit on him, but having a hard flat again, I wasn't in my zone at all, but bam, the quarterback ran me over. Dang, he's kind of strong. Our quarterback's bam, 220. I'm not laying no big hits. I don't know why I'm saying boom, but I'm number 3 on that depth chart. After moving up the depth chart again, man, it was time time that I come out here and show these boys that I'm going to break records in this game. And coming down on kickoff, I was going to get that tackle regardless. You see, I went to go get it. Yes, sir, I did. To start the game off, we went down 7-0, and bam, I came down and laid a big hit. That's the way to start the game. And on 2nd and 12, this QB was scrambling, so I went down and put him to that ground. With the great call from their offensive coordinator, them boys went to go get a first down. And I said, that's a little bit too much. So on 1st and 10, the quarterback tried to run, and I came down, and boy, I'm telling you, I wanted to clean the clock, but that boy like 225. That's a heavy dude. But man, still almost coming away with my first interception of the season. Man, I'm hungry for one. But them boys absolutely trying to get in that box as I make a tackle on the goal line, and they did not go in, but they are running that ball as hard as they can. I could tell you that much. But on 1st and 10, boy, I'm telling you, I'm getting closer and closer to getting an interception. I knocked that ball out, and oh man, I lay another big hit. That was almost one right there. And on 3rd and 10, man, I'm telling you, I'm on that ball like swimwear. But on 4th and 4, Middle Tennessee absolutely are trying us by going for it. And I mean, I had great coverage, and my teammate came down and tackled him. But on 2nd and 4, man, I'm in that backfield all night. I'm not here to play. But having a man-to-man, you're not catching any balls on me. Ayo. Coming down on bam, 2nd and 5. I'm here to clean clocks and lay you flat. Just like a pancake, you lay it on a skillet. That's how I'm here to lay you, buddy. But on 4th and 12, I said I'm going to come down on punt return and lay another big hit and throw him to his teammates. But it being 21-6 on 1st and 10, this QB was running that ball too much. They are getting too much of a gain every time they run that ball. And on 3rd and 5, I'm trying to come away with that interception, but I let him get a first down. Getting sent to the bench, man, they will go down and score. And he only sent me to the bench because that was my fault. He shouldn't even caught that ball, but oh man, I'm coming away with that interception soon and coming away with another big hit and punching that ball out. Look at that, man. I punched that ball out. That is great technique. It might be the small things, but I'm doing something right here, buddy. On 3rd and 19, being in a man-to-man, I absolutely don't know why the QB threw the ball. I guess it's because I'm short, but I knocked that ball out with the great technique that I have. It don't matter any size that you are, the technique, bam! I cleaned this clock. That absolutely hurt myself. Sometimes you're going to hurt yourself if you want to win. And getting closer and closer to getting that interception, man, it's coming soon. And on 2nd and 5, I spoke that thing into existence, man. I will intercept that ball, and you see it 21-13. I'm going to take it all the way to the crib, and I was not here to play, man. I was hyped up. And after that, man, it was like I got a little thing of boost. I was just hitting out there. I mean, it was like I wasn't scared of nothing. 225 or what? Bam! I was cleaning clocks. I'm telling you, I was coming with it with a sack. Oh, man. I was having a game. But, man, Coach, look at that, man. All the coaches dapped me up and said, welcome, buddy. But I made another tackle, and on kickoff, it's 35-13. And to put the icing on the cake, it was time to go down and lay a big hit on him. Get down to the ground. We were going to win the ball game, and I ended the game off for 20 total tackles and 1 interception. After I've already overcame 2 position battles, it's time to win this one so I can now be the number 2 cornerback on the depth chart. And it didn't start off well. And when I say getting the top took off, they were trying me, but I got lucky that he was dropping the ball at least. But having a man-to-man and blitzing, man, I went to go get a sack. I don't care what coach was talking about. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all boys, it didn't get me far. It got me missing another tackle and also not playing so well in practice. And you know what that led to? Me failing to win the position battle. So you gotta listen to coach, fellas. But after failing the position battle, going into our next game against Rice, I absolutely threw him to the ground. I'm not here to play for you. I will stare you down because you suck. Yeah, man, with the harsh words that I was saying, standing on business was definitely needed to be infected. I came down there and laid a big hit on him. But on 3rd and 7, he was running that ball, and that's a great tackle for loss. But on 1st and 10, I was headhunting to hit that boy again, and I'm telling you, that running back was going to have a headache by the end of the night. But getting back on kickoff, man, I was sprinting. Bam! I absolutely was not here to play. On 3rd and 9, I had a blitz, and I absolutely got blocked up, but this was what you call a player beat there at the right time as I got on that ball. Going to the next play on 1st and 10, as I read this like a book, man, I could have caught that interception, but the butterfingers that I had, I dropped it. But they absolutely kicked 3 with their first points of the game. Imagine 38-3. It's over. As we kicked them the ball back off, they absolutely hit that left side. They were running from Flash Giggle speed as he fell on his face, and this player got back up, and I'm telling you, he was trying to get loose. But coming, boom, oh man, he did. That was your problem for breaking the tackle, stupid. I didn't mean any harm by that. I'm sorry, buddy. But on 2nd and 4, on man-to-man, I almost had an interception, but on 4th and 16, man, on punt return, I said, I'm going to get down there. Bam! Oh man, it's like WWE. I'm going to clean his clock. We were going to win the game. Flash Giggle speed ends the game off for 12 total tackles. On to the next position battle against M. Antoine Jr., man, I came out intense. I said I failed the last one, so this time in the rain, I'm going to come out here and show coach that I earned that spot. With the last play in practice, I was nowhere nowhere close to winning it, but I said forget it. I went to go get him with a tackle, which then made me the number 2 cornerback on the depth chart. To our next game was a big game against number 18 seed UAB. Bam! I cleaned this clock to show that boy that I'm here not to play with you. And if you know, you know. When you get that first hit, you think you're Superman. So I tried to clean his clock and absolutely missed him. But on 2nd and 3, I'm in my man-to-man, but that running back was toting that rock. I mean, dang, if you're 240 solid like that, I wouldn't want to hit you either. But on 1st and 10, I came down with my teammate. He threw my teammate, so I got back for him and laid a big hit and said, come with it. And this right here is what you call clinic take. I threw the quarterback off his game to throw it right to me, and he did so, but I dropped it. But they will absolutely kick 3. On 2nd and goal, it's like they kept driving down the field, and it's 17-14. We're down by 3, and we have to change the game by doing something. Flash giggle speed would knock that ball out and run. Oh, the way was laying a big block for his teammate, and he is slow as could be. But I mean, he was going off the way. But in this next play, I tried to find the easy way out of this running back that's 240. I tried to come from behind a little bit and get a tackle on him as I did, but he dropped the ball. That boy was scared. Got him good. Absolutely took ACL, MCL out and made this QB do a flip, man. I'm coming with it. On 4th and goal, it's like every time we score, they go score. It's 26-28. They said, let's go for 2-point conversion, and we said, no, sir. That's a great stop for us. But on 4th and 12, they tried us by going for it. I said, I'm going to intercept that ball, but I got shoestring. Oh, man, I was going to look at it in my eyes, but he will get me. Man, I wanted it. On 2nd and 10, it's 26-34, and man, when I say I wanted that interception right there, he kind of little boyed me by just catching it over my head, but I came back down and laid another big hit. I may be 5'9", 150, but on 1st and 10, I will absolutely reject him from going forward. But on 3rd and 12, I was sitting in my zone. Then I blitz. Why would I do that? They will go in and score. It's 34-34. 7 seconds on that clock. I will intercept that ball with one hand. Not only will I intercept it, but I'm going to find a way. Oh, man, juking and weaving, spin moving. He could, and he would break one tackle, and he could go. Oh, the way 4-6, and that was the greatest thing in history. Winning the walk-off interception, he gets player of the game. On to the next position battle was against the number 1 cornerback. If you don't know me by now, then you absolutely live under a rock. I don't know why the QB throw the ball my way knowing that it's going to get intercepted. That's why he threw it out of bounds. But with one red left in practice, I absolutely didn't get to that ball, and I will fail to win the position battle. Coach said I'm just not ready. On to our next game against Marshall. To start the game off, I was in man-to-man, and he absolutely broke his tackle, but bam, I cleaned his clock and made him do a backflip. Son, you're on your back. You shouldn't be on your back. Get high. But picking that ball off on 3rd and 4, man, I was not here to play. I absolutely broke on it like no one ever did in life. Going to the next one on 3rd and 3, I had a man-to-man, but they threw it to the flash and bam, oh man, I'm telling you, he's going to need an ice packet straight to his groin because that's going to hurt. But bam, clean his clock as well. Boy, you're not going to catch the ball on me, no sir. But absolutely getting dunked on the next play, I said I'm going to get him. After getting scored on, I said no sir. Bam, somebody's going to have to pay for it. And I hit him so hard when his head get rocked back like that, that's how you know you laid a great hit. But on 3rd and 5, intercepting that ball again. This time I could and I would go. Oh, the way 4-6, and man, I was fired up. When you're having a game like this, these are players that you call lesser men, but absolutely almost intercepting it again. On 1st and 10, oh boy, he heard them footsteps. That boy's scared. But on 2nd and 10, I'm not gonna lie, he routed me up with the best route I ever seen in my life. That's the only reason I went the other way. But he will never do it again, I can tell you that much. Bam, cleaning his clock. I'm gonna show them boys who I am. We win the game. He absolutely ends the game off with 9 total tackles and 2 interceptions. Thus having a bye week this week, and coach giving me another chance to move up that depth chart. I absolutely was strapping up on this man-to-man and said, son, you're not gonna get anything on me this practice. And they literally ran the same play, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna just pick it off because I'm taking it to the crib. Psych, I lied. They will absolutely stop me, but that was a great interception because it won me. Bam, that early. That's all coach needed to see. Running through him and bamming him. Oh man, that's how you run through somebody and manhandle them, son. You need help. But coach said, congratulations, you are now the number 1 cornerback. After being named the number 1 cornerback coming to this game against Auburn, number 11 seed, it was time that we show these boys who we are. And on 1st and 10, bam, man, I absolutely cleaned this clock 2 plays in a row. I'm not here to play with anyone. Coming down again, I don't care how big you is. I'm gonna clean it. Yes, sir, I will clean your clock. But going into this next play, I about got demoted all the way down the depth chart after blitzing, but still making the tackle. I redeemed myself, because if he would have threw that ball to my, oh man, I almost intercept that ball. Forget what I'm talking about. Let's focus on what's going on now. On 2nd and 4, man, I come down and laid another big hit, and on 1st and 10, man, I'm back in my zone. They threw it right to me. I will intercept that ball. Come on, let's get loose. Yes, sir. I will bounce it outside. I will have one man to beat. I absolutely taunted him and said, catch up, buddy. You can't. I'm too fast, buddy. They call me Flash Giggle Speed. But on 1st and 10, man, fumble that ball. I was so happy to try to get on it, but I was happy for my teammate because he got his first touchdown of the season, man. I'm absolutely booming things out here. But going into the next one on 1st and 10, man, almost a one-hand interception. Flash Giggle Speed is acting unordinary, trying to strip that ball out, but it wouldn't come out. I guess I'm not strong enough. But running all the way across the field, man, I said I'm going to go make another tackle on their sideline. That's how athletic I am. But on 1st and 10, another interception and managed to stay in bounds. Man, he spin moved, but they rallied the ball. But on 1st and 10, boy, they got lucky. Look at this, man. I went up with one hand like I was Odell. Man, if I don't go up with two hands, I'm acting like I'm just a #1 cornerback now. Who do I think I am? But on 3rd and 10, man, I absolutely got dunked on. And on 2nd and goal, they will go in and score, but that doesn't define anything. I'm still having a great game. And on 1st and 10, I will break on that ball again. And I could, and I would go for another TD. I was not here to play. I didn't game off for 13 total tackles and 3 interceptions. On to our next game against Tulane on 3rd and 4. Man, I about intercepted that ball and took it straight to the crib. Boom! On 1st and 10, that's how you lay that boom and show them boys that you're not scared. Even if you weigh 190 pounds, you're not scared of anything, but they will go for 6. Going into the next play on 1st and 10, boom! I already knew it was a run from the start, so I just met him in the hole like we were going heads up back in the day. But laying another big hit to get off of the field on 3rd and 11, I'm sitting in my zone, and man, I went up for that ball, but I swatted down. Come on, baby, you gotta catch those, man. But on 1st and 10, I'm in man-to-man, and boy, I'm telling you, I'm putting a hand in there every time. You're not, boom, catching anything on him, and respect will be given when earned, so run me over. But on the next play on 1st and 10, he had a step on me, but I hit him and made him drop the ball because he was just scared of me. But on 1st and 10, he absolutely had me burnt dough for the ball. That was amazing. But on 3rd and goal, I'm gonna go get that hit, and that was a sack, baby. You know what time it is. But on 3rd and 11, sitting in my zone, don't you dump it off short. No, he didn't. He faked me out and dumped it off in the back of the end zone. But on 2nd and 7, staying in man-to-man this time, I just cannot catch the ball this game, man. I don't know what it is. But on 4th and 3, don't let that quarterback get loose because I'm going to clean this clock. But we win the game, and I ended the game off with 11 total tackles and 1 sack. But going into our next practice, man, I still had to come out to practice and still playing practices like they're my game because, bam, I'm telling you, it's going to get me better for the game and prepare me even better. But absolutely hitting our receivers and getting them better, man. I was getting blocked up on the edge, but I wasn't going to let them stop me. I muscled up and absolutely made the tackle outside. But he would run that ball, and I missed him the first time. I came back around and got him, but man, I will almost intercept that ball. I know that much. Bam! I came down and cleaned this clock. But with the last play in practice, I came down and laid another big hit, and coach said, great job practicing. Going into our next game against Southern Missouri on 2nd and 13, man, I hit him down as soon as I could, and on 3rd and 3, man, they ran that ball right in as I was on my back, which I shouldn't be on 3rd and 10. I'm in my zone, and I'm just letting them catch the ball. This wasn't a great start to our game. I'm not going to lie to you. It was 17-7. Yeah, we were winning, but they were driving the ball down, and I don't know what Flash Giggle Speed was out there doing. He was absolutely just letting them, bam, do whatever they wanted to do, and they will kick 3, and now it's 17-17. But we go down and capitalize and score again, and I'm just letting these boys catch the ball on me all night like it's a field day out there. What am I doing? But on 2nd and 3, man, I dipped and ripped, and the quarterback is faking me out. I got pilled on my back, and he's hitting the sideline, and man, just look at me, man. I'm looking pitiful out there. I'm just sad. I don't even want to be there. So I take MCL, and I said, I have to step my game up. Bam, I absolutely did not play. I'm trying to hurt you now because now I'm mad. Yeah, he threw the ball out of bounds, and on 2nd and 10, he did some kind of zig route, but boy, I about intercepted it with one hand. And on 1st and 10, I'm going to get that QB. I don't care. You're mine, buddy. But on 4th and 6, I'm absolutely in my zone and almost intercept the ball, but we will absolutely go win the game, and I ended the game off for 9 total tackles. Going into our next game against Coastal Carolina, this is going to be a game for the books, but they started it off intense with a long reception down the field, and on 3rd and 8, I'm in my zone, but my teammates are just letting them run all over them, but they kicked 3, and on 2nd and 13, I made sure to get across that field since my teammates don't want to hit. I'm going to show them how to hit a 250-pound running back, and I'm a $150. I don't care. But I'm absolutely strapping up out there, and on 2nd and 5, look at this, man. He's getting stiff arm, so I help him out and throw him to the ground. Going into the next play on 3rd and 3, I'm in my zone, but they absolutely are laying that boom. That's what I'm talking about, team. Way to come alive as I get a hit, as I catch him as soon as he caught the ball. But on 2nd and 14, man, this QB was moving. Oh, man, that was impressive. But on 3rd and 3, I'm sitting in my zone, and I told him to run that thing my way. Matter of fact, I'm going to come get you. How about that one? But on 2nd and 13, bam, I catch him on that sideline. I made sure to lay a hit on him. But, man, almost had an interception, and, man, I was so close to getting that ball, and I absolutely took both of his hands and said, you're not going to catch it. But on 3rd and 12, I'm in the man-to-man, and, man, that D-line was rallying to the ball, so we settled him for 3. It's now 16-6. I club over it, and bam, I made sure he got nowhere. But on 3rd and 3, bam, I wanted the QB. Going into the next play on 3rd and 11, our DBs are absolutely trash. We let up a big gain down the middle, and that was just terrible, man. What are we doing? But on 1st and 10, I get blocked up, and they go in for 6, and then they get the 2-point conversion. They are not playing. But bam, oh, man, it's 14-22. It's time to end the game. On 2nd and 13, I come around that corner, blindside them, absolutely. Not blindside, I meant horse collar. That's what I meant. But they will score. We still win the game. I didn't get off for 13 total tackles and 1 sack. Going into our next game against James Madison on 1st and 10, man, I boomed him, and I came out here not to play. I'm not playing early on. And on 3rd and 5, man, look at that, man. I almost intercepted that ball. Way to get my back pedal after man, I about broke on that ball again, and that was going to be a boom. Oh, my. It's going crazy out here, and I am not playing. On 1st and goal, I said these boys are on the goal line, and they are not getting in. I don't care what it takes, but they get in. But on 1st and 10, I'm absolutely back in my zone and come around that corner and make that QB fumble that ball as we pick that ball up, and we could and we would go all the way for 6. And I picked that ball up and said, that's my turnover. Forget the team effort, that's mine. But as we are absolutely blowing this team right here out of the water on 1st and 10, I'm sitting in my zone and the QB is overthrowing the ball. That's how good of coverage that I'm in. But bam, oh man, that's another big hit on him. And on 3rd and 1, I come around that corner, and boy, them boys are fearing me. They are running behind their blocks and trying to stay safe. But I go up and go get that interception. Yeah, you didn't think I came down with it. Yes, sir, I did. But going into the next play, this is what we call the 3-10-30s. Break on that ball and go get it, and let's go take that thing to the crib as I could. Bam, rush right through him. Juke. Oh man, and they will absolutely bring me down. And right there, I will break Miko Dotson record in school interceptions. I was not here to play. But on 2nd and 10, bam, I made sure to clean his clock. He tried to stiff arm me. I'm not gonna lie, I ended up on my back, but hey, I still laid a big hit on him. I don't care. But on 2nd and 6, man, bam, oh man, he went flying. But we were going to win the game, and I ended the game off for 14 total tackles and 2 interceptions. Going into our next game against UTEP, this is the conference championship, and on 3rd and 2, man, we started off intense with a big hit, and man, I said we gotta win this, man. We were one of the trashiest teams in our conference, and we absolutely proved everybody wrong once I got the starting job. But they absolutely tried to go down score early on, but that just didn't happen. And on 1st and goal, it kind of did happen. They will go in and score, but on 3rd and 2, I said, get over here. You're not going anywhere. Yeah, shoestring, buddy, get over here. But on 2nd and 4, I absolutely hit his ACL, MCL. But it's now 10-10, and this dude tried to stiff arm me, so I took him all the way to the bench. And on 1st and 10, literally step by step, I ran his whole route. You are trash, bro. You need to go get some routes in your bag. But on 2nd and 17, laying another big hit, and on 1st and 10, the QB don't even know what to do, but he's gonna try to scramble, break a tackle, so you know who's gonna bam, clean him up, flash giggle speed. But on 2nd and 5, man, I said I want to blitz and caught him outside. I'm not gonna lie, if I would have missed that tackle, that would have been 6. I'm not gonna lie to you. But trying to blitz, they were going to score. It's 17-20, and man, if I would have broke on it a second earlier, it would have been a pick 6. But on 1st and 10, man, I told him, boy, you cannot mess with me, and we will go on to win the conference championship. And man, this hasn't been done in years. But guess what? Flash giggle speed is him. Welcome back, baby. But guess what? He didn't even win Heisman after winning it 3 years in a row. And I'm not gonna lie, things are not looking too promising for him in the NFL, but he's gonna enter the NFL draft. But I don't know if anyone's gonna pick him up. Drop a comment down below. What do you think is next for him?